that's long and white.
Santa's got a beard that's long and white.
Who comes round on special night?
Santa comes around on a special night.
Special night,
Beard that's white. Must be Santa.
must be Santa, must be Santa, Santa Claus. Who wears boots and suit of red?
Santa wears boots and a suit of red.
Who wears a long cap on his head?
Santa wears a long cap on his head.
Cap on head, suit that's red. Special night,
Beard that's white. Must be Santa.
must be Santa, must be Santa, Santa Claus.
Not only must it be Santa, that must be my mea culpa, my apology, my make good, and at the same time, my Christmas gift to our good friend Kyle, Farwell's Force official member number 6, who requested last Friday that version of Must Be Santa by Bob Dylan. If you know Kyle at all, you know two things about him. One, he loves his ketchup. Two, he loves his polka. So any song that's got some accordion in it is a song that would be one enjoyed by Kyle. But for some reason, when he made the request last week on our All Request Friday show, Christmas Songs edition, instead of playing Bob Dylan's Must Be Santa, we played Weird Al Yankovic's version of Must Be Santa. Now, listen, I've been known to mistake one artist for another from time to time. I mean, try to get me to decide who is who between Rihanna and Beyonce. Could not tell you from the songs that they sing. I don't think, anyway. But mixing up Weird Al and the legendary poet Bob Dylan, I don't know how it happened, but it did. And I wanted to make sure that Kyle got to hear the Christmas song that he requested. So it's Bob Dylan's Must Be Santa to start this Tuesday morning, the 23rd of December, here on the program. And on the note of the song that started the show, this is our final show before a little holiday break. We pledged last week when we had an All Request Friday, which we do every Friday. And the theme this past week, obviously, was the Christmas Songs edition. We said we're carrying over into this week for a couple of days. We're playing Christmas music throughout. We did that yesterday with your requests. And I think we still have at least a few, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 spots left for Christmas songs on the show today. If you would like to request one that you really enjoy, we can play up to 1 minute for you. Up to 1 minute of that song for you. That was the subject of some concern yesterday, but we can get up to 60 seconds of the song onto the show. I'll let as much of it play as I can. So if there's a Christmas song you would like to hear, by all means, drop me an email, mike@570news.com, or just give us a call when you're calling to talk about whatever it is we're discussing on the show today. Just let Jen know on the other side of the glass which Christmas song you'd like to hear, or just call her. Say, hey, Jen, Merry Christmas. By the way, could you please play this song for me? You see how polite we are about all of this? I decided yesterday, after having been here on the same week during which Christmas Day falls, that I just might make this an annual thing. Who's up for starting the tradition of doing this show live right up until Christmas? I mean, I'm thinking maybe next year I might even do it on the 24th. Why not? I'm off at 1 anyway. And believe you me, when the clock strikes 1 today, I will be out the door probably by 1:05. That's my goal anyway, because what's to prepare for? There's no show tomorrow. There is no show the day after that or the day after that. So I've got some time to just put my feet up. I'll get out of here as quickly as I can. Even if it was the 24th, what are we going to do for Christmas before dinner time on Christmas Eve or maybe in the evening? Anyway, I'm thinking that we just might make this a new tradition here on the show, because I was reminded yesterday while I was here how much I kind of enjoy it at this time of year. And it was great interacting with you and having some conversation. We had some laughs. We had some fun together. It was great. I picture you, for the most part, being out and about trying to get last-minute stuff done. Maybe you're like me and you're working. Sean, who made a request yesterday and sent an email, described an office very similar to ours here at the Boardwalk. not many people around. He was at work. Maybe you're just relaxing. And part of that relaxing is tuning in, checking in with the regulars on this show, and participating in the program. Whatever it was, I really enjoyed the vibe, not just with you, but here at the radio station. And years ago, when I was doing music radio here at the Boardwalk, I really enjoyed doing the weeks between Christmas and New Year's because the show started a little bit later. I think it might have been as much as an hour. It was at least 30 minutes later, though. So I got to sleep in a little bit longer. And there was no management around to be poking their heads in and making life difficult. Similar story this week. You know how I feel about meetings, right? And all that administrative stuff. That's not my cup of tea. So if there's nobody around to ask me to do something extra or to attend a meeting, I like the vibe. Why would I take holiday time when coming to work is like a holiday at this time of year? So I pledge to you, I think in the future, even my beloved last night said, I liked it that you were at work today. I mean, I think there are multiple ways to take that comment from my beloved, but nonetheless, I think we are going to make this a tradition. Right up until Christmas Day, we'll hang out together, have conversations, and I will certainly enjoy the vibe, not just with you, but with the quiet office here at the Boardwalk. I shared a picture this morning on our Facebook page. If you have not yet seen it, by all means, take a moment to check it out. Facebook.com/The Mike Farwell Show. And it's a picture of my absolute favorite Christmas decoration. This is about a 3.5 to 4 foot Santa. And I know what you're thinking. I can look him in the eye. I get it. Ha ha, hardy freaking har. I'm like an elf, I know. But that's not the point. This is not an inflatable Santa. It's a throwback Santa. He's plastic. He's illuminated. And it's just got, I don't know what it is. It's just something nostalgic about it. And I absolutely love this Christmas decoration. The problem is it's not mine. It's not on our property at the Farwell household. It's several doors away from us at our neighbor's place. And every year I see it, I am envious of it. I just love this little Santa. So I'm old enough to remember the time when people would, I think they would kind of steal or kidnap or borrow garden gnomes. I don't think they took their own gnomes. They would take gnomes from other people's properties and then travel around the world with them and send pictures back of the gnome enjoying life away from the house from which it was stolen, borrowed, kidnapped. I don't know. Do you remember that? Like, I'm not imagining this, right? I have not completely lost my faculties, have I? I don't think I have. And so in the spirit of that, I have long thought that it would be kind of fun. It would be a new Christmas tradition if I were to, quote unquote, kidnap this Santa from my neighbor's place and relocate him to my place and add him to the Farwell family household Christmas decorations. And then send some pictures back to my neighbor about the good time Santa's having over at the Farwell's place. And if you want Santa back, I'm holding him ransom for like a plate of Christmas cookies or something. I don't know if that would put me on Santa's naughty list or not, but I really like this Santa. And I think that maybe he would enjoy things at my house. I know this would not be in the spirit of the kindness and generosity that we're supposed to show at this time of year. But gosh darn it, if the idea doesn't appeal to me, make it an annual tradition. I'll take him back on Christmas Eve. I'll borrow him / kidnap him for about a week leading up to Christmas. I don't know what kind of standing this would put me in with either Santa Claus or my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm not positive, but the urge is becoming overwhelming. Should I kidnap the Santa? Like, I've still got a couple of days. What if I just kidnapped them tonight under cover of darkness and returned him Christmas morning? How could it be a bad thing? I don't know, but I'm tempted. I'm awfully tempted. The picture of the Santa I so love is on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The the Mike Farwell Show. Just ahead of our Farwell Show 5 this morning, let's get to the phones. Say good morning to Patty. Good morning, Patty.
Hi, good morning. I was on hold yesterday, but I had to go to work. I'm at the same long-term care where Mike Hinchberger was. So anyway, a couple of things. I'd love to get on your list. I'm also the turkey drop T-shirt lady. So I just wondered, how I'd love to get on your Farwell, list.
The Farwell Force list, Patty?
Of course.
Patty, I don't know if you saw on Facebook just the other day, I had tidied up the studio and then I did a little video of what it looks like in here. And the T-shirt that you got for me is prominently displayed in the studio.
Oh, well, I'll have to check this out on Facebook.
Okay, you do that. But in the meantime, Patty, welcome to Farwell's Force. You are number 262.
Ooh, all right. Loving it.
Okay, I'm going to put you down as Turkey Drop Patty on the list.
Okay, terrific. So, I love every Christmas song that's out there. I think, first of all, the thing about yesterday, going to see your home where you used to live, I think, terrific idea.
Okay.
I went through one, but the house had already been torn down. But the one I spent most of my adult, or growing up to be an adult, I'm still working on that, is still in the Don Mills area. And I go past it, and it's one of the few that barely got any renovations done. So that's a bonus. And and I would knock on their door any day and go in.
I'm still having a little bit of a difficult time with the thought of knocking on a stranger's door, but what the heck, eh?
Well, what the heck, and then once they hear your name, they should recognize you right away. I'm like, oh, yeah, come in, whatever, have a drink, whatever. Also...
Wait, I might get a drink out of this, Patty?
I think you probably could.
Oh, okay, I should have tried this sooner.
Pretend it's like Halloween, and sometimes some of the houses give you out candy to the kids where they'll, here, have a beer.
Sure,
while
absolutely.
you're walking around.
Yep.
Who knows, it could get slammed in your face. But I really doubt that.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, and then the kidnapping of the Santa, terrific idea.
You think so?
Under the dark with maybe a few helpers, elves, and then right back up there for first thing Christmas morning.
You don't think my neighbors would mind if their Santa disappeared?
They know who you are probably already, so they'll know as soon as something disappears. They're like, oh my gosh, it's that Farwell again,
That guy in this neighborhood just wrecking stuff. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever. But I mean, I had a request. My husband was mentioning something about Little Drummer Boy.
Little Drummer Boy.
So,
we will add it to our list today.
Well, if you've got time, whatever works, and I'll try my best to listen as much as I can today.
Thanks, Patty.
All right. Thanks so much. Pleasure, and stay healthy and have a wonderful Christmas holiday.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to hear from you today. Number 262 on the official list of Farwell's Force members. And we had ourselves a day with Farwell's Force yesterday, adding about 10 more names to the list. And stand by, because there are some significant updates. I'm speaking specifically to you, Ken. You better have that radio on this morning, let me tell you, because it's coming up. And another great email we got just showing you what Farwell's Force is all about. A force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with. I will get to that after our commercial break, which is after, of course, our Farwell Show 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And your Farwell Show 5 for this Tuesday morning, the 23rd of December. Number one, some news headlines. We'll start with Prime Minister Mark Carney is the Canadian Press Newsmaker of the Year. Provincial police have made an arrest in connection with the death of a tow truck driver from Kitchener who was hit by a passing transport last week while helping a stranded motorist on the 401. And regional police are investigating the theft of several transport trucks in our region. Number two, something to look forward to in 2026 and something we are assigning the Farwell Show bump. We were strongly encouraging the region to implement free transit for seniors, and starting in July of 2026, it's going to happen. It will be a 6-month pilot project starting in July, integrating the free rides for anyone 65 years of age or older into Grand River Transit's mobile pay app. Success will be monitored over that 6-month period. Number three on your Farwell Show 5 this morning, the province is cracking down on alcohol and drug-impaired driving with a series of reforms that will impact both first-time and repeat offenders. Effective January 1st, you will see increased roadside license suspensions, a look-back period that looks at previous offenses when determining sanctions for a subsequent occurrence, and mandatory remedial education for first-time occurrences. Number 4, some alcohol prices in Ontario could rise in the new year with several changes to the alcohol marketplace set to take effect. The changes flow from Premier Doug Ford's plan to expand and modernize how alcohol is sold in the province. And number 5 on your Farwell Show 5 this morning, the holidays bring holiday hours and holiday schedules for regional services. Grand River Transit is now operating on its winter holiday service schedule. It will continue doing so until January the 4th. Holiday service is marked on all route schedules, and you can get more information at grt.ca/winter holiday. There will be no curbside waste collection on December the 25th or January the 1st. Transfer stations for residential drop-off at both the Cambridge and Waterloo waste management sites will also be closed December the 25th and 26th, as well as January the 1st. And all regional administrative offices, that would be 99 Regina in Waterloo, 150 Frederick in Kitchener, and 150 Main in Cambridge, will be closed December the 25th, the 26th, and January the 1st. And that is your Farwell Show 5 for this Tuesday morning, the 23rd of December. When I was in high school, grade 9, I had an English teacher, Mr. Curtin, at St. Jerome's High School. He had an annual tradition, the annual lighting of the Christmas tree. It was a little bit weird, but you know what? As I got used to it, because I had him a couple of times, I really came to enjoy the tradition of the annual lighting of Mr. Curtin's Christmas tree in his English class at St. Jerome's High School. So I thought, you know what? This is the time of year for tradition, isn't it? I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm going to make staying on the air up until Christmas a tradition so we can hang out together for the holidays. And why not add to our list of traditions opening Christmas cards together? I've got a bunch that have been sent to me that I have not yet opened yet. We're going to open them together. It's the first annual opening of the Christmas cards on the Farwell Show. The exact segment you didn't know you needed is coming up. This is 570 News Radio.
Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shining afar through shadows dim, giving a light for those who long have gone.
Those are the Stanley Brothers and Beautiful Star of Bethlehem by request from Marianne on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. If we're working this close to Christmas, we are playing Christmas music on the show all day long. If there's a song you want to hear, give us a call or drop me an email, mike@570news.com. I had a teacher in high school, my grade 9 English teacher, Mr. Curtin, back at St. Jerome's, and he had this tradition, the annual lighting of the Christmas tree. It took me a while to warm up to it because in the beginning I just thought this was plain weird. But the better I got to know Mr. Curtin, the more I appreciated his annual tradition. He had what could best be described as a Charlie Brown-esque Christmas tree, right? It was teeny and tiny and flimsy. And he would bring it out and he would put it on top of a filing cabinet and he would dim the lights in the classroom and then he would plug it in. But he would make a big production of this as though it were a really significant event. We are going to light the Christmas tree. And so we did. I thought in honor of that, we'd start our own tradition here on the show this year. It's going to be the annual opening of the Christmas cards. That's right. We're going to do it together. These are the cards that have been sent to me at the station, and I thought, why not share the joy? Let's spread the spirit of the season through the annual opening of the Christmas cards. This is the first of what is sure to be an annual event because I know you're going to love it. This first envelope simply says Mike Farwell on it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who brought it. Merry Christmas with a reindeer and a raccoon on the front. And it says, wishing you every wonderful thing that the merriest of seasons can bring. From Matthew Palmer. Matthew, thank you very much for the Christmas card. I really appreciate that. Next up, we have Mike Farwell, care of City News at 2:30, The Boardwalk. This one coming from Supportive Housing of Waterloo. Let's open it up and see what's inside from Show. That's what Supportive Housing of Waterloo is. It says Happy Holidays with a beautiful rendering of a building on the front, a building that could house some seniors perhaps. Show is doing a very good job of that. Mike, wishing you a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for continuing to use your platform to support and advocate for housing and community issues with such heart and integrity. Sincerely, Brian Paul, Executive Director at Show. Isn't that nice? I love the work that Show does. I am more than happy to platform that work. Oh, how about this one? It comes from the office of the Premier of Ontario, Mr. Doug Ford himself, sending a Christmas card to us here at the station. Look at this lovely picture on the front of Doug and his beautiful wife inside. Oh, my goodness, the dog makes the photo. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Premier Doug Ford, Carla Ford, Kobe, and the Ford family. There's Doug and Carla and the dog, Kobe. Isn't that lovely? Another Christmas card from the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. This one from Green Party leader Mike Schreiner. And there's Mr. Schreiner on the front with his family and his dog, not just the leader of the Ontario Greens, but of course the MPP for Guelph, wishing you health, peace, prosperity, and great happiness this holiday season and always. Signed, simply Mike on the inside, because that's the kind of guy that Mr. Schreiner is. I find this next card very interesting because it's addressed to Mike Farwell, 570 Radio, Mission Control. It's in a blue Hallmark envelope. I haven't the foggiest who it comes from or what's inside, but I can dig this cover. It's an old-fashioned photo or picture of kids playing hockey on an outdoor rink. This could be Victoria Park by the looks of it. Looks great. Dear Mike, please know that hearing you fills my morning voids. Now, as being a widower in an empty house, I really cherish our intelligent banter with our common connections. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Have a cool Yule, radio brother. That's from Phil, Farwell's Force member number 81. Phil, you're an absolute beauty, and I'm more than happy to have you along with us here on the show. And one more coming from the beautiful town of Elmira, addressed to yours truly here at the Boardwalk. What could this Christmas card contain? Oh, it's a big old red Merry Christmas right on the front and inside. Mike, thank you for simply being you. We so appreciate everything you do for our community. Gunther, Maxine, and family, from all the Joyful Vendors Market team and local vendors, thank you. Wishing you Christmas cheer that lasts all season long. We have certainly enjoyed getting to know and supporting the folks at Joyful Vendors. How did we do? The first annual opening of the Christmas cards here on the show. We're going to bring it back again next year because this is the kind of content the show needs. I know it. An update from the 570 News Center, and then Farwell's Force membership grows. And what's the most last minute shopping you ever did? Stay with us on 570 News Radio.
Ding dong, hear those Christmas bells go ding dong.
Some folks like to hear a Christmas song, but
But I like Christmas bells that go ding-dong, jingle, jangle, ting-a-ling, or just bing-bong. I love to hear 'em ring. Oh, ring those Christmas bells, ring those Christmas bells. While they chime, we'll have a happy time, so ring those Christmas bells.
That is Peggy Lee, and you guessed it, Ring Those Christmas Bells, by request from Bob here on your All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. We are taking your favorite Christmas song requests throughout the day today because it's the smallest of gifts that we can give to you in return for what you give to us right through the entire year. I promised you an update, and I got interrupted by the update from the 570 News Center on Farwell's Force. I'm going to get to that in just a hot second. However, since we are at that time of year where many of us enjoy an advent calendar, I loved it as a kid because chocolate. I've enjoyed it as an adult because I have gotten involved at times with the beer vent calendar, a different can of beer for every day of the month leading up to Christmas Eve. But this year, in recognition of your incredible support for our 570 News Radio Tree of Hope 50/50 raffle, we did this in support of Family and Children's Services of Waterloo Region, raised more than $119,000 for the charity. Just imagine that. Families and children in this community, supported through the Family and Children's Services Foundation, has an additional $119,000 plus to work with, and we had a lucky winner of that $119,000. But as the jackpot was growing, I offered an incentive. I said, if the jackpot reaches $60,000, I'll admit that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. If the jackpot reaches $70,000, I will use the Die Hard Christmas countdown calendar. I can't call this an advent calendar. It's a model of the Nakatomi Tower, and it's got a little figure of Hans Gruber on it, and you slide Hans down the floors to his eventual death, I would presume. But if this is the way you celebrate Christmas, and I've been teased mercilessly over the years for my stubborn stand, I think you're the stubborn one, just for the record. You try so hard to make something a Christmas movie, it can't possibly be a Christmas movie. If you have to try that hard to convince yourself or me, it ain't a Christmas movie. But I promised if the jackpot got to 70,000, as I said, it finished at more than 119,000. So let's count Hans down to the final spot on the Die Hard Christmas countdown.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
I know that this is only the 23rd, but since we won't be here tomorrow, I'm taking Hans and his left arm from 20 down to 21, 22, 23, and yes, 24. Hans Gruber has now completed his fall to the base of the Nakatomi Tower, and again, I would presume his ultimate demise. I hope you're happy. If that's how you celebrate Christmas, I've seen the T-shirts, I've seen the memes. It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Tower. So there you go. He has fallen. He is risen, but that's Easter. He has fallen. I suppose the he in this case, Hans Gruber. That is Christmas. Yesterday on the show, we added more members. I mean, we had a banner day for adding members to our official membership list of Farwell's Force. If you were listening just before 9:30, Patty has now added her name to the list at number 262. We have a number of others who have asked for very strange numbers like 680, 1,542, 2,222. It just goes on. So I don't know if we're ever going to get that high. But we're pushing 270 is what I'm saying by adding in those numbers way higher up in the count. But I add people in sequence, one at a time. And if you don't know the history of this, allow me for a moment to take you back to this past summer. And I ran into Andrew at the Scotland's Yard road hockey event up here at the Boardwalk. It's in support of our Waterloo Regional Health Network Foundation. And in particular, it's an effort to raise money to allow for cancer care for children here in our community. It was all started by a family who had to travel out of the community to get the care they needed for their child. And while they got the care, they thought we should be able to provide this closer to home. Thus, the fundraising was born. Scotland's Yard Ball Hockey Tournament brings in NHLers, former players or players formerly from the region, etc. They get paired up to play against teams that fundraise, and it's a great old day. While I was there this past summer, I ran into Andrew. And Andrew said, Mike, I listen to the show all the time. I want to be number 46. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I have long joked on this show about the number of listeners. I think back in the day, and I started this show back in 2017. And I would make offhand comments about the 33 listeners on the show. And every once in a while, somebody would call in and say, you know, I'm number 34, I'm number 30, whatever. And so I would add it up a little bit. And I guess I had gotten up to 45. And that was the running joke. Yeah, me and my 45 listeners on this show. So Andrew said, Farwell, I want to be number 46. I said, Andrew, you got it, pal. And then I just thought for fun, wouldn't it be interesting if we actually tried to fill in those numbers from 1 to 46? Andrew was at 46. Let's really put this to the test and see if we actually have 46 listeners. And I started this on a Monday, and I thought if by the end of the week we can reach 46, it would be awesome. And as usual, you impressed the ever-loving heck out of me. And we ended up not at 46. We went right through 46 on day one, and we're up over 100 by the end of our first week. And slowly, we have just continued to add to the list. Farwell's Force, a membership comes with your determination to be a force for good, a force for change, and a force to be reckoned with. And we added all those names yesterday. And I want to share with you two of them because for me, this speaks to exactly what Farwell's Force and really this show is all about. The first email came from Dawn. Dawn writes to Mike at 570news.com. Good morning, Mike. My husband, Ken, is an avid Mike Farwell fan. He listens every day, and sometimes I have to say, turn that darn station off, because the comments in my living room drive me crazy. He's never going to phone in, but he sure has some opinions, and he is a loyal fan. Since he is such a dedicated listener, I'm wondering if he might be added to your list and given a number. To be on the list would be a great Christmas gift and one that will last a lifetime. Dawn, I have added Ken to the list. Kenny, you better be paying attention today. You are number 255. Ken is at 255. Dawn, you better get Ken another Christmas gift. I mean, this you might think this is nice, but come on with your coming on. His name's written in pen on the list. You can do better. You sound lovely, but I think you can do better. Here's where it gets good, though. Dawn's email goes on to say, we've had a gamut of emotions listening to your show. We've laughed, we've yelled, we've nodded in agreement, and we've frowned in annoyance. But best of all, there have been discussions at home, and we have come to mutual agreement, or not, on topics we would never have discussed. And we agree that this kind of talk show needs to continue. Oh, my heart. This is what it's about. We engage with each other. We engage with issues in the community. We talk about them. We might agree, we might not. That's the essence of the show. Thanks for keeping Ken up to date on politics, sports, community activities, and activists, as well as many topics of interest. Thank you for your consideration. I'm chuckling at myself at such a crazy request. Of course, if he's listening, I am too. Dawn and Ken, bless your hearts. Merry Christmas. Ken, you are number 255. And then I received this email later yesterday morning. And I will admit, when I first started reading it, I thought I was getting one of those unsolicited emails from somebody in another part of the world offering me money. Olaf, forgive me for that, but here's how the email begins. Hello, sir. I am Oladapo Abiodun Macaulay. You can call me Ola. I have been a listener to your show from the first week I landed in Canada 3 years ago. My radio in my car has only one channel. For me, as a black immigrant, I value most the genuine, unbiased local information your show provides. Please keep being reliable. It's so hard to get unbiased news these days. You have unknowingly helped me speedily understand the new culture and value of my new home in Waterloo Region. To this I say, thank you. Can I kindly request to be number 300 on the Farwell Force for Good? Thank you, Ola. Ola, my friend, you, sir, are number 300 on Farwell's Force. A force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with. But how do you like that? Someone newly landed to Canada finds our show, locks in the station. It's the only station he listens to, and he comes to understand who we are and what we're all about through this show. Those emails from Don and Ola mean the absolute world to me and this show. That's what this is all about. Engaging, sharing opinions, agreeing or not agreeing, but always coming back for the conversation, for the chance to learn a little bit more. Love to hear it. Farwell's Force continues to grow into 2026. We are now approaching 270 members and counting. If you're not on the list and you want to be a part of it because it's a growing movement, all you got to do, the only thing you got to do is listen for 15 minutes. And I'm a bit of a stickler. It has to be 15 minutes every day, okay? It can't just be here and there. It can be any 15 minutes, but it has to be every day between 9 and 1. You find 15 minutes to be a part of this show, you get your name written in ink on Farwell's Force. I'll go to the phones right after this. It's the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to spend the holiday away across the sea?
How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to hang a stocking on a great big coconut tree?
How'd you like to stay up late like the islanders do?
Wait for Santa to sail in with your presents in a canoe.
That is a little bit of Bob Dylan and Christmas Island here on your All Request Tuesday, Christmas Songs edition. That's the second time this hour that we've had a Dylan tune. I didn't know he was such a jolly old soul, but I guess he is. Let's get to the phones. Hear from you on this Tuesday, 2 days before Christmas morn. Greg, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
I would love to be a member of your Farwell Force.
Greg, I would absolutely love to add you. Thank you, sir. I have another Greg, so can I please have the first letter of your last name to assign to it?
Greg F.
Greg F. That's my kind of last name, buddy.
No, F.
S is
in Sam.
S is in Sam. My bad.
Yeah.
You are now S. I got it. I got it.
Can I request my number?
Oh, you want to request a number?
I would love to.
By all means, as long as it's not already claimed.
All right. In honor of Ozzy, I would like to request 666.
I love it. I'm going to put you down as Greg S. for Satan.
Awesome. And I got to say, I enjoyed talking with you when we were at St. Jerome's together, and I still like listening to you, and I listen every day.
Man, Greg, that is so cool. I really love that. Thank you very much. And boy, we're getting up there, aren't we? Those were, 35 years ago since we were walking those halls at Jerry's.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while. The time keeps moving.
It sure does. But it's great that we can keep having these conversations today. Thank you very much for that.
It is very, very much welcome, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Merry Christmas to you. Oh, and happy Festivus for everybody who doesn't celebrate Christmas.
We'll also do that. Somebody came in here this morning, asked where the aluminum pole was so we could engage in feats of strength together. There you go.
Awesome.
All right, Greg, take care.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love to hear from an old high school mate going back to St. Jerome's in the mid-1980s, and Greg adds himself to the growing force that is Farwell's force, a force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with, and he comes in at number 666. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Farwell. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad. Force number 96. At least for now. I was going to propose something that.
Did you say number?
But
Did you say number 96? Oh yeah, I got you right there. 96, Jerry. Yep. Okay.
For 96. But I was just going to pedal it back for a second. And when you were talking about the movie, Die Hard, I was thinking, since you made the bar at 60,000, which was a very respectable bar, and the community has not just exceeded that bar, but they darn near doubled it.
That's a good point.
So I think in honor of that, Mike, and we won't be able to do it in time for this year, but I think for next year we can reach out to one of the local movie theaters, because I've done it before, not for this movie, but for another one. Ask them to bring that movie in, and anybody in the community that wants to join you and anybody else, watch that movie in honor as a Christmas movie.
You know, Jerry, I think you might be onto something here, and maybe we could even add a charitable component to it, collect for the food bank or something when we show up to watch the movie together.
I think so.
Not a bad idea. You know, Jerry, you might be onto something there. Okay. Listen, we're starting traditions this year. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I think I'm always going to take these days coming up to Christmas. We're going to open Christmas cards together. I don't know how well that went, but we're going to do it. And maybe we'll add in a group screening of Die Hard.
You know what, Mike? I'm impressed. I did not think you would accept that with open arms.
Well,
I'm impressed.
I don't have to admit that it's a Christmas movie. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. It's not a Christmas movie, but heck, I'll watch a good movie anytime.
Okay.
Okay.
So I appreciate it, and you have yourself a great Christmas.
You as well, sir. Thank you.
And congratulations and all that great feedback and those emails. That's well earned and well deserved.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that. And please don't misunderstand. Yes, they were very positive, but what Dawn talked about her and her husband Ken engaging in when listening to the show, that they exchange ideas, they agree, they disagree. That's the meat of it all, right? I don't take that as a personal compliment. I take that as a sign that this show is doing what it should be doing. And then, hola, don't even get me started. Somebody who's new to the community finds this show as a way to learn more about it. That's what you are helping to bring to new people in our community, right? Because we are Waterloo Region. I should probably add that to Farwell's force, a force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with. We are Waterloo Region. Even our members from Bruce County and Bright and all of the other places that have joined in. Point Clark on Farwell's force. Anyway, great stuff. Love it. I'm going to get you an update from the 570 News Center. And then the year that was in the region of Waterloo. Regional Chair Karen Redmond joins us for a year-end conversation next on the Mike Farwell Show. This is 570 News Radio.
Silence. Oh, I remember the silence on a cold winter day. After many months on the battlefield, and we were used to the violence. Then all the cannons went silent, and the snow fell. Voices sang to me from no man's land. We are all, we are all, we are all, we are all friends.
It is a Christmas truce by Sabaton, by request from Lisa, on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. We're here all day, at least for the regular day that we put in here on the show, until 1, and we are playing your favorite Christmas songs right up until the last moment. We'll fill as many spots as we can. If you want to hear one, a Christmas song that is, drop me an email, mike@570news.com. This is also the time of year, of course, that we take a look back on what's happened in our region and maybe even look ahead to what we hope will happen in the year ahead. For this year-end conversation today, we're joined by Regional Chair Karen Redman. As you would know, the region just a week ago finalized its budget. There was a mandate brought in by council to say 5% should be the target after a couple of years of really high increases regionally. They ultimately settled on 5.1%, but Chair Redman, as you look back on the budget process this year and having that target of 5%, how did the budget process at the region this year compare to years past?
Well, it was really with an eye on affordability, Mike. You're very right, and we came in just over 5%, and we did that by finding efficiencies. So we asked staff to go back, and they looked at taking out about $12.5 million in total savings when they brought the budget to us. And that was through working differently for maintaining service levels but improving productivity and adjusting services reflecting a changing demand. And we found $4 million savings there and another $2 million through stronger financial planning and use forecasting. But budgets are always about the here and now and building for the future. And we know that the region provides services that are really important to our community. So we looked at roads and transportation, safe, clean drinking water, investing in paramedics and emergency services. Transit's very important for people, and they use it. Looked at affordable housing and investments in homelessness supports, childcare, and senior services. So there's a lot on our plate and a lot of balance. But we recognize that rents have increased. Local employment is currently over 7%, and families are feeling uncertain about the future. So it was a real balancing act, providing the services for here and now, investing in the future, and recognizing that people's ability to pay is limited.
Speaking of the future and how we manage our finances at the regional level, I'm just thinking about debt load overall, which I know has been a conversation recently. And we have to add to this, and if memory serves, it was you who brought it up at a meeting this past year to talk about our new hospital and what the regional share of that is going to look like and how we begin planning for it. How are we looking down the road when it comes to the debt load that we're trying to manage as a region?
Well, there is no doubt that the hospital is one of the huge future investments, and there is a local share, and we will participate as a region. We hope area municipalities will, and the broader community. So we're still working with REN, which is now what we're calling the Waterloo Regional Health Network. And I have to say, I'm very, very supportive of the fact that it's a health network, and it is throughout the region. Our healthcare right now, because of our tertiary services for cancer and cardiac, already serves over 1 million people, Mike, and we know there will be 1 million by 2051 in the region. So that's an important investment, as is our aerospace industry and our investments in the airport, phase 2 of the LRT. So all of that needs to be considered as we go forward for affordability and our ability to issue debt, because the region issues debt not only for the region and these major projects, but also for all area municipalities as well as police services. So that holistic attitude and how we go forward and how we make sure that it's not only affordable today but in the future is really important, and that planning is underway.
If we just stick with budgets and finances for a moment longer, I'm thinking of all of the calls, and they have been repeated from councillors, from yourself, from municipal mayors, about some sort of new fiscal arrangement with the province. How are we progressing on that front, if at all?
We don't miss an opportunity, and I speak almost daily to cabinet ministers, and I have monthly meetings with the municipal affairs minister, and we're always talking about that. We're not getting a lot of uptake at the federal government or at the provincial government, Mike, but I would have to tell you that they are listening to the projects. They're listening to us going to them with solutions. So we work with them. We continue to say we need a new fiscal arrangement. I'm really frustrated personally at the siloing. And we can take homelessness and shelter care, for instance. We know it's a continuum. We know that people live unsheltered. One by one, we talk to them and we have housing plans for them, but they need supports. Those supports are not just a house or a roof over their head. They're the supports that healthcare dollars go to fund. So if you have a shelter and you have no healthcare dollars, you can't provide the supports that will ensure that that person has the best opportunity to be successful in moving out of homelessness and into a more productive life. So I bang that drum every time I can. And Roma is in January. That's the rural municipal conference, and I will go to that. And I go to AMO and I go to FCM, and all of these different umbrella groups where we have a united voice saying we do need a fiscal arrangement that is more in line with the downloading that we've had over the years for the services that we provide. We know that the region provides social services, homelessness, shelter, transit, all of those services that people need, and when the gaps are felt, they're felt at this level of government.
Before we got into final budget deliberations and all of the work around that, the big story just a few weeks ahead of the final budget was, of course, the issue that was identified with our water supply. Not the quality, but the quantity, and now a third-party review will be undertaken. I recognize that you yourself are not the water expert, but when you heard this news, Chair Redmond, what was your reaction to it?
My reaction was, this is a big issue. This is something that we will all have to get together to figure out how we move forward. And this involves the region. It involves area municipalities that now have authority for planning. It impacts developers, and it impacts people that want affordable housing. So I would have to say there's no impact immediately on residents, and they don't need to change their water use. We're looking at solutions, Mike, and I think it's really important. In some ways, it feels a bit like a perfect storm. You know, there's aging infrastructure, we have growth, and we have a system that is under pressure, and all of these are contributing factors. So from my perspective, it's how do we move forward? What projects do we need to go to cabinet ministers for to say we need, do we need environmental assessments expedited? Do we need money? The reality is we probably need all of those things, and it's not one simple fix. It's an integrated system throughout the region. We do have water. It's just maybe not where the new construction is happening. So it's a system, and it's a system response that's required.
How much does this impact or concern you when it comes to our ability to be 1 million ready, which is a phrase we've talked about for some time?
I would tell you that we're talking about this water issue now because we have outstanding staff who are currently working on what those solutions look like. And as you mentioned, we have an external consultant that is being really helpful. So we will get this fixed. Again, it's a complicated fix, and there are many components to it. So I'm confident that we'll get where we need to be, and I'm glad we're talking about it now so we can remedy it.
We are joined today by Regional Chair Karen Redmond, a year in review conversation about what has happened and what may happen in the 12 months ahead. One of the things that did happen this past year is the substantial completion of that Wilmot Land Assembly. We'll get into that right after this quick timeout. Plus LRT Phase 2, and lest we forget the rumors that are out there that some rather significant changes could be coming to our regional structure thanks to this provincial government. We'll get into all of those issues as we continue our year-end conversation today with Regional Chair Karen Redmond. This is the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
You start. Okay. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a beer.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtlenecks
and a beer. Okay, good. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French toasts,
2 turtlenecks
and a beer. Okay,
It should be more there, right?
where? Go.
Fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 pounds of back bacon,
3 French toasts,
2 turtlenecks
and a beer.
in a tree.
Oh, yeah, they need more. Our buddies Bob and Doug McKenzie. Take off, you hosers. Their version of 12 Days of Christmas by request from Sudbury Rob and Sean. Thank you both for being a part of our Christmas show. It's an all request Tuesday Christmas songs edition, 2 days before the big day on the calendar. We continue our conversation this morning with Regional Chair Karen Redmond, a year in review and a look ahead. And as we move into this second part of the conversation, Chair Redmond, I'm thinking on the Wilmot Land Assembly. It was substantially completed in this past year. And I wonder if that land assembly presented to you perhaps one of the greatest challenges you've ever had as an elected official.
There are many challenges, Mike, and I don't want to sound like Pollyanna, but there's many, many opportunities too. So specifically, Wilmot was a big project and one that we partnered, obviously, with the provincial government. And many of these big projects, we really do need to partner with upper levels of government because we just don't have the capacity to carry the debt load, as we were just talking about. But I look at Kitchener Transit Hub, and I'm excited about that. We've expanded childcare, and we hear from families how important that is. We're investing in paramedic services and growth, and we have the largest recruitment class in regional history. Currently, just got epaulets last week, and we're investing in aviation and aerospace. So again, I think it's really important that we make sure things are affordable now, but that we're investing in things that will happen in the future and lead to good-paying, stable jobs and a quality of life that we enjoy now and that people coming after us are going to enjoy. You know, just this past week, we celebrated the 75th birthday, I guess, or anniversary of YKF, which is our local international airport. So we're building on a legacy of decision makers who came before us, and we have to make sure that we leave a good legacy behind us.
A big piece of infrastructure that is in our future, and I think relatively speaking, our much more immediate future, that would be phase 2 of light rail transit. How do we shepherd this project to make sure that Cambridge does get light rail?
Well, I'm very confident when we go to the government. We're working on finalizing the business case right now. We stand on a platform of success. We have a wonderfully functioning, efficient LRT phase 1. It has always been the vision to go to phase 2. Provincial and federal partners are now funding 100% of rail transit throughout the province. So I'm confident that we will get there. And I know that we've done all of the journeyman work, all of the public consultation that is really important so that we're credible when we go to the other levels of government. And we have success, Mike. We're a trusted partner with the province and the federal government, and we'll continue to go forward, and I know that that will happen.
When you look back over the past 12 months, Chair Redmond, what stands out to you as successes that we have achieved at the regional level?
I think LRT is one. Phase 2 is very important. I have always maintained that we've got half an LRT, so we have to finish it. So personally, that's very important to me. I think some of the opportunities and some of the investment that's happening at the airport is very exciting. The aerospace sector is a thriving opportunity for economic vibrancy for the region. I think Kitchener Central Transit Hub is really important because that's part of two-way all-day go, and we all know, Mike, for years that was a mantra that everybody was repeating to every level of government, and I think this provincial government has moved forward with that. I think the Highway 7 going to Guelph, you're probably impacted as we are with the, everybody is, I guess, with the Frederick Street Bridge being out. So I think that there are initiatives like that that really demonstrate the growth that's happening in the region and the investment not only that regional government is making, but that provincial and federal governments are making as well.
It's hard to imagine a world leader having an impact on a local government in a completely different country. But I get the sense with Donald Trump in the Oval Office in the United States and the tariff battle, if you will, that continues to go on, it does have an impact. How has this new administration in the United States affected us here in the region of Waterloo?
I would tell you that it caused a lot of soul searching, I guess is the right way to put it. And people looked at supply chains. They looked at how they did business and whether they were going to do business with the United States. But I mentioned earlier that challenge comes with opportunity, Mike, and I would tell you that people are pivoting their supply chains. Again, the aerospace sector, the investment that Canada is now making in defense, all of those things are opportunities that locally people are examining if it's something that can help our economy. So I think there's been a lot of new markets sought out. I know that Waterloo Economic Development travels the world as they always have. I know that the provincial government markets our assets internationally when they go abroad. I know Vic Fideli does that. So I think all of those things have provided opportunity for local business. And we're not only collaborative, we're not only innovative, we're also very pragmatic. And I think the pragmatism took over and people got together and said, so how do we deal with this challenge?
We're counting down the days now at this point of 2025. And as we look ahead to 2026, that will be a municipal election year. If the rumors are to be believed, it sounds like there might be changes to our regional structure, including not an elected chair, but an appointed one. How do you view the year ahead and what it might mean politically?
I have, when I was in Ottawa, Mike, they used to say, if you haven't heard a rumor by noon, start one. And I have heard so many rumors. So until there is a proclamation, a piece of legislation, or some decree coming from the province, I will continue loving this job. I will continue to work very hard to balance the needs of people here and now and building for the future. So it is really that balancing. And, you know, there are competing needs, and we've just come through a regional budget, and I'm proud of that budget because we've invested in the services that people care about, and that's transit, it's seniors, it's the homeless file, it's building affordable housing and shelters, it's investing in public health. All of those things make a huge difference to the people in our community, my family, businesses, the economic vibrancy. So I will continue to love this job and give it my full attention and wait and see what happens.
Chair Redmond, we always appreciate the time you make for us on the show, and this time notwithstanding. Thank you again for being here, and the very best to you and yours for the holiday season.
Thank you so much.
Regional Chair Karen Redmond joining us for a year-end conversation here on the program, the year that it's been in the region and the priorities for the 12 months ahead. I'm really interested. Yes, if you haven't heard a rumor by noon, start one, but will we be seeing a different kind of regional government in 2026? Very interesting days ahead. Immediately ahead for you on this show this Tuesday morning, an update from the 570 News Center. And then, in the spirit of the season, it's your not $1 million Christmas question. We're going to put your skills to the test. Your trivia, it's not even real trivia. It's just coming up with the answer to the question for which we cannot give you $1 million for the right answer, but we're going to be very impressed with you. And maybe you're at the grocery store today. If you are, maybe you'll buy one of these. According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. What is it? If you think you know the answer, we'll start taking guesses after this on the Mike Farwell Show, 570 News Radio.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around.
Oh, it's a little Frosty the Snowman. Burl Ives by request from Jim on this All Request Tuesday, Tuesdays before Christmas Day. It's your Christmas songs edition of All Request Tuesday here on the show. In keeping with the spirit of the season, something we do on Fridays. We do a number of things on a regular basis on Fridays, and this will continue right into the new year. We've got our Friday 4 round table discussing the big stories of the week. We have the coaches show with Rangers head coach UC Ahokas during the hockey season. We have WRSE, Waterloo Region Sports and Entertainment Weekly during the baseball Kitchener Panthers season. We do all requests every Friday. We put a theme to it. You pick your favorite song that fits the theme. And we also have some fun on Fridays with something that we call the not $1 million question. I got myself into a bit of trouble when we first had the question because I called it the $1 million question because that's what we, okay, here's the $1 million question. And somebody said, if I get it right, are you going to give me $1 million? And I said, no, I cannot do that. I'm not intending on doing that. So we have modified it such that it is the not $1 million question. And it is Christmas related today. I'll get to that question right after I take this call from my buddy Rockin' Ronnie out in beautiful Wilmot Township, I hope.
Yeah, we sure are, Mike.
Attaboy, Weebs.
Farzy boy?
I'm great, my friend. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I just want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit for our favorite team, but I'm sure it's going to be great when they get back to playing again.
It's only a few days, Ronnie. We'll be back on Sunday already, the Kitchener Rangers, yeah?
Well, we got to wait. Anyway, is it too late to request a song?
I think I heard Jen say we might have one spot left. So I'm looking.
There's a chance,
do we have it? We have no more spots? Well, let's try it out, Ronnie. What do you want to hear?
Why Can't Every Day Be Like Christmas by, I believe it's Elvis, because there's so many people, forget about after Christmas, they're back to the same thing. Everybody at Christmas Day, of course, you got hugs and you get the food and all that, and then it's the end. So I think it should be that way a lot of the year.
I love it. It's a great sentiment, and we will do our very best. If we've got a spot left, we'll add it to it, Ronnie.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Best to you and Marlene, okay?
Yes, thank you. All the best.
Merry
okay?
Christmas. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's our good friend, Rockin' Ronnie, big Rangers fan, and naturally, he'd pick an Elvis song, the king of rock and roll, Elvis. Okay. What did that make me think of? Yes, this is what that made me think of. Stream of consciousness, as always on the show. That idea of why can't every day be like Christmas. I watched yesterday 2, actually, Christmas movies. One is my old, nostalgic, corny, ridiculous Christmas Comes to Willow Creek, which has John Schneider and Tom Wopat in it, a.k.a. Bo and Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. And this goes back to the late 1980s, and I loved it as a kid. I found it on one of the streaming services not too long ago, and I've been addicted now. Every year I put it back in. I also watched Scrooged with Bill Murray, the riff on A Christmas Carol or Scrooge. And at the end, after Bill Murray's character has seen the light, so to speak, he says the same thing that Ronnie just said. Like, why can't we have this every day? This feeling of spreading kindness and good cheer and generosity. And Bill Murray's character, Frank Cross, goes on to say that the more we do it, the more we're going to enjoy doing it. We're going to get addicted to it, and then it's going to spread. And it's a wonderful sentiment. And I've often said on this show, kindness costs you nothing. So why not spread a little bit? I know we do a lot of that at this time of year. Let's keep it up into 2026. Okay, let's get back to, as I was explaining earlier, your not $1 million question. We usually do this on Fridays, but because we're into that time of the year, and I put a few Christmas-themed questions into my cupboard, I thought I'd bring them out in the spirit of the season. So here is your not $1 million Christmas question this morning. Feel free to take your best guess, because while we cannot give you $1 million for the right answer, we are going to be so impressed with you. This is going to be our last not $1 million question until 2026. So you will spend the holidays knowing that we think you are the smartest person alive. According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. What is this? According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. What do you think this candy or treat is that we purchase for Christmas? The most, according to grocery stores. 519-570-2545. Star 570 or 1-800-570-5715. Do you think you know the answer to our not $1 million Christmas question this morning? According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy and or treat. What is the answer? I know this for sure. A lot of you were out yesterday, and I assume it's the same today, going to those grocery stores and other stores. Can I tell you how difficult it was to get out of the boardwalk yesterday after work? Oh, my goodness gracious, with all the vehicles out here. Hey, shop local. Keep it here in town. I love it. But my goodness, it was like a traffic jam just getting out of work. So I know there's a lot of oot and a booting right now. Maybe you're going to the grocery store. Will you buy this particular Christmas candy or treat? The most purchased according to grocery stores. Let's go to the phones, see if Ernie knows the answer. Good morning, Ernie.
Mike, it's got to be Ferrero Rocher, no?
Oh, you know what? I did not think of that one myself. Not the answer we're looking for, but that is an excellent guess.
I thought this was going to be easy. I was hoping to spoil it and everyone couldn't guess anymore, but okay.
You don't want to be a Grinch. You want other people to guess, don't you, Ernie?
Well, I just wanted to win, I guess.
I get it. I still think you're a pretty smart guy.
Merry Christmas, Mikey.
Merry Christmas, pal. Good to hear from you today. Ernie, I think, is smart in ways except football fandom. He cheers for the Baltimore Ravens in the same division as my Pittsburgh Steelers. So Ernie and I kind of butt heads on that through the season, but it's not Ferrero Rocher. I didn't even think of that. Great guess. Let's go next to Doug. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Are you a first-time caller to this show, Doug?
I am.
I absolutely love it. Welcome aboard. Thanks for calling in.
My pleasure, Mike. I've been listening for a long time.
I love to hear it, my friend. I love to hear it.
Way back to the George Michael's day.
Oh, my goodness. Be still my heart. I love that guy. I still love that guy.
I still do, too.
I should bring him back just for a special segment sometime,
would you? Just like Brian Burke. I loved when you had him back.
I will make sure I bring George Michaels back for another show. I'm going to invite him. Okay. Doug, according to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. What is it?
I had two, but I'm going to go with I love turtles.
That was my guess, Doug. See, you and I on the same page. We're both wrong, but that was my guess as well. Not the answer, though.
Sorry to interrupt. Before I lose you, I want to get a number, please.
Oh, my gosh, Doug, I would be thrilled to add you to the list. How do you feel about number 264?
Well, can I go with my age on that one? Excuse me.
What would you like?
269.
269, Doug. I'm going to fill you in right there at 269. And because I have other Dougs on the list of Farwell's Force members already, can I have the first letter of your last name, please?
Can I go with Duggar the Slugger?
Duggar the Slugger, you absolutely can. So when you call again, you just say this is number 269, Duggar the Slugger.
I will do that. If I call again, I don't have the gift gab like you, but I'm glad I finally called.
I am glad you did too. We've got you on the list, Dougie, at 269. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and yours, especially your parents. Know them well.
Well, I'll be darned. And you still talk to me, eh? Even though you know Ma and Pa. All right, Doug, you take care.
Thanks. You as well.
Thank you very much. There you go. Another member of Farwell's Force, a force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with. We are building this force. Tell you what, we're going to do some stuff in 2026, let me tell you. I had the same answer initially as Doug. According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. Turtles, not the answer we're looking for. Remember Smiles and Chuckles? Weber and Cameron Street in Kitchener, the old factory made those suckers right here in town. They sure did, but not the answer we're looking for. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning again.
Good morning again.
I have three. I was hoping somebody was going to shorten the list for me, but
okay, you got to limit you to one here. You better pick your best of the three.
I know.
Okay.
Well, there's one that's obvious. The other two, I'm going to go with Toblerone.
You're going to go with Toblerone.
Toblerone bar. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Jerry, what were your other two guesses?
The other two was candy cane or the After 8 mints.
After 8 was another one I thought of. I never thought of candy canes, which would have made sense. But Jerry, you chose the right one. You just got the answer to our not $1 million Christmas question. Toblerone bar.
Toblerone. Yeah.
I honestly did not think anybody would get this.
Well, I guess even the blind squirrels find a nut.
I can't tell you the last time I had a Toblerone, but you nailed it, buddy. Way to go.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I usually only see them at Christmas, and that's kind of what made me think of it.
Yeah, well, and as soon as Ernie mentioned Ferrero Rocher, I thought, oh, now we're barking up that same tree, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Jerry, congratulations, buddy. We think you are the smartest guy alive.
Well, that bar's pretty low, but thank you.
Merry Christmas, pal.
You too.
Thanks very much. Great to hear from you today. According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased candy or treat at Christmas, the Toblerone bar. I honestly didn't think that we would have come up with that answer. However, because I like to prepare, and by prepare, I mean over-prepare, I had a second one that I thought might be a little bit easier. Maybe the second one will be harder because we already got Toblerone bar. Let me run this little quiz or little riddle by you. Less than 20% of Canadians, so fewer than 1 in 5, will do this over the holidays. What is it? What is it that less than 20% of us will do over the holidays? Do you think you know the answer to our second not $1 million Christmas question of the day? Less than 20% of Canadians will do this over the holidays. What is it? I'll take more guesses right after this quick break. It's the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
Mommy and Daddy are mad. I'm getting nothing for Christmas, 'cause I ain't been nothing but bad. I broke my bat on Johnny's head. Somebody snitched on me.
How could this little cutie patootie, Shirley Temple, ever do anything bad? I guess she did lots bad, and that's why she is getting nothing for Christmas. That is by request from Mike on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. We are also, in keeping with the spirit of the season, making our not $1 million question Christmas related today. Just a little bit of fun we have, seeing if you can come up with the answer. According to grocery stores, this is the most purchased Christmas candy or treat. Jerry was our third guesser. Was he our fourth? I think he was our third in the last segment and came up with the answer Toblerone bar. So I had a second question that I thought would be easier on hand just in case. I didn't think we'd get Toblerone bar, but good job, Jerry. You are genius, Jerry, in my books from now on. The second question I had ready just in case. Less than 20% of Canadians will do this over the holidays. What is it? What is it that less than 20% of us will do over the holidays? And we'll start with Dave in Cambridge, Farwell's Force, member number 47. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Quick guess. Travel.
Oh, travel. That's a very good guess. Isn't it nice when you don't have to? I like getting to the point where people come to us.
But not the right answer.
That's not the right answer, my friend. I'm afraid not.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Good to hear from you today. Let's go next to Brian, Farwell's Force member number 29. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. I got a guess for you.
Okay, less than 20% of Canadians will do this over the holidays. What is it?
Shovel snow.
Now, Brian, you and your lovely wife are up there in Bruce County. Tell me how much snow you have shoveled this year.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Not the answer we're looking for, but thank you.
Oh, darn. Hey, can I ask make two quick comments?
You certainly can.
Back from earlier this year, did you get married in Uptown Waterloo instead of downtown Kitchener?
Well, yes, Waterloo Park to be exact.
There you go. Great. Uptown Waterloo. And I just want to make a comment about for your Ranger fans. The last two games, when you had to do it solo, you were amazing. We love to listen to that.
You're very kind, Brian. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you and the family and the Wonder Pup or the Pandemic Pup.
Thank you, Brian. Merry Christmas to you and Margaret as well. I appreciate that.
Thanks. Love listening. Take care.
You too. Bye now. I love to hear that. Brian and Margaret from beautiful Hepworth, Ontario, up in Bruce County. Tune in regularly, not just to this show from 9 to 1 on weekdays, but obviously our Kitchener Rangers coverage as well. And I'm glad they enjoy the solo act. I think, look, I've said this many times before in different contexts, but it's a little bit much Farwell, isn't it? And I promise you this was never my Machiavellian plan to dominate the airwaves here at the station, but they put me on for 4 hours every day, and then I do Kitchener Rangers coverage. And my broadcast partner, Josh Piercy, is down home. In fact, he posted the picture, so I think I can say it out loud. He got engaged this holiday season. He's enjoying some time away. But because he's doing that, I'm left doing Kitchener Rangers games on my own. And I know one of your favorite parts of our Kitchener Rangers coverage is at the end of the game when you get to hear from Rangers head coach UC Ahokas. And I didn't want you to miss out on that. So when Josh and I are working on the game together, we get to the end of the game and Josh goes downstairs with a microphone and I stay up in the booth and we do the interview that way. When Josh isn't there, what I end up doing now is running downstairs myself, and I broadcast from my phone for a little bit. So I leave the booth empty. Don't you dare try walking in there on me, let me tell you. And I run downstairs, and I do the interview so that you can hear it, and then I have to run back upstairs. And when I did that last Friday night at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, let me tell you, it's a lot of stairs, and I'm not a lot of person, although I'm a little bit of a lot around the midsection, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I was out of breath by the time I got back upstairs trying to finish the post-game show. I appreciate that you enjoy it, Brian, even though it's too much Farwell for most people's liking. By the way, we're back with the Kitchener Rangers on Sunday, this coming, the 28th, against the Erie Otters. Former Ranger Evan Hedrick is back, but Josh Piercy will not be. He'll come back early in January. Our not $1 million Christmas question. Less than 20% of Canadians will do this over the holidays. What is it? The answer, get a real tree. Fewer than 1 in 5 of us will get a real tree this year. We used to get a real tree every year. Last year, we switched to an artificial tree. This year, we put that artificial tree back up. Didn't love it as much as last year. But it is what it is. At least we have a Christmas tree. It's decorated. It's got lights. 'Tis the season. An update from the 570 News Center is coming up. And then the year that was in Kitchener. Mayor Barry Verbanovic joins us next on the Mike Farwell Show. This is 570 News Radio. It is the Vince Guaraldi Trio and O Tannenbaum for Dan on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. Reminds me of all of those awesome Peanuts, Charlie Brown Christmas specials. Apple's got them all now, which kind of annoys me because I don't have Apple TV. But nonetheless, it brings back great memories of holiday seasons past. Good request by you, Dan. Keep those. Actually, we're already full of requests. I'm sorry. If you haven't heard yours yet, but you've made it, the request that is, we'll get it on before we sign off at 1 today. That is our promise to you. Something else we like to do at this time of year is look back at the year that was in our community and the year ahead. What are the priorities being set in various parts of our community? This is our opportunity to look specifically at the city of Kitchener. We're joined by Mayor Barry Verbanovic. And where I wanted to start, Mayor Verbanovic, is with a higher level theme, if you will, that's been discussed time and again over the past year, and that is the need for a new fiscal arrangement with our provincial government. You've been around municipal government long enough. I know that you have been a part of making this call. What progress, if any, are we making on this new fiscal arrangement with the province?
Yeah, listen, Mike, I mean, this is obviously a year-end show, and I'll begin by saying that I think that, as I reflect back on 2025, it's been a year of collaboration, a year of construction, and a year of investment. And collaboration is really the name of the game as far as our relationships with both the provincial and federal governments go. From a Kitchener perspective, we've been very pleased with the level of collaboration we've had with those orders of government. We know that they're also experiencing fiscal challenges. I mean, we can't talk 2025 without, speaking about the elephant in the room, which has been our changing relationship with our neighbors to the south of the border. And that has added pressure, to us, to Ontario, to Canada as a whole, and that'll continue to be a story well into 2026, I think, as well. But one of the things that we have been arguing for, and I think this is the point that you're making, is the world that we're in today is very different than in 1867 when Canada was formed, and when municipalities became a responsibility of the provinces, and the fiscal and legal frameworks that were in place then really are very different today, particularly as far as responsibilities go for municipalities. And, this is why we've been calling for, and where more work needs to happen, on a new fiscal framework for cities and communities of all sizes across Canada, not just, cities like Kitchener, with its population over 300,000.
I think when you talk about both collaboration and construction, you might be alluding to a housing accelerator fund and a building faster fund, monies that are available from upper levels of government if you, as a municipality, meet certain housing start targets.
Yeah, no, I mean, certainly housing has been, a big part of the 2025 story. We originally got our first installment of Housing Accelerator Fund in 2024, but in 2025, because we were doing well, we achieved another $4.6 million from the federal government. So that brought us, in addition to the original 42.6, I think it was. It gave us another $4 million, getting us into the $46 million range. We also saw the province give us additional Building Faster money. But, through that, we were able to launch our affordable rental housing and co-op incentive and the dollars associated with that. We saw Growing Together East, which, from a planning framework, enabled 35,000 new homes in Southeast Kitchener. We, continued to make investments. So you'll recall that we purchased the property on King Street and announced the new Fire Hall Station 8 and housing project partnership with Kitchener Housing on King East, and most recently announced the new housing project that Reception House is going to be building at Wellington and Lancaster for new residents arriving in our community. And then, of course, things like the federal government recognizing us by launching their housing design catalog. Newly minted Minister Robertson was here a few months ago and did his national launch of that program, and I think it speaks to the kinds of things happening. And that doesn't even get into what's the construction that's happening with the Cowan Recreation Center, the addition of the gym, the new Southwest branch of the library that opened, the Williamsburg Community Center that opened. So much going on.
There is a lot going on, and understandably, it's one of the most important things cities are involved in right now, getting the necessary housing built in this region specifically for 1 million people in the next 30 years, so about 300,000 more arriving. Basically, we're adding the size of Kitchener. And one of the major projects or boundaries that have been opened up is in our southwest in Kitchener. I think it's the Dune secondary plan we're talking about. And I wonder how you feel about that, Mayor Verbanovic, that plan in particular, in light of the recent woes that have been uncovered when it comes to our water quantity concerns in the region.
Well, certainly from a city point of view, we were as shocked as everyone else by the news from the region that there were water quantity issues potentially. We still haven't seen the data in a way that's easily consumable, and are looking to have our staff and our council briefed on this issue because, of course, while the city isn't responsible for the actual water treatment, the city does have last mile responsibilities in terms of delivery of the water to residents, and then, of course, taking away the wastewater and sending it back to the region for waste treatment. But we do know that obviously this is an issue that's going to no doubt consume our time, and are looking forward to the region sharing that information as quickly as possible, because it obviously is going to have some impact on the community.
Kitchener brought in a budget this year, or for 2026, at an increase of 2.2%, which is in line with inflation. And this is not a one-off for Kitchener, Mayor Verbanovic. This is a trend now that we can count back a decade and a bit. How is Kitchener able to maintain this level of affordability for residents?
I would really attribute it to a couple things, Michael. First of all, we have, a council and a city administration who's very focused on making sure that we deliver good fiscal accountability to the residents that we serve. And in addition to accountability is really trying to ensure affordability. And that's never probably been more important in recent years than, the current time period, because we know a lot of people are struggling, and council was very committed to that, and the administration was committed to that. And as you point out, I mean, we've done this for more than a decade. If you average them out, we are below over that last decade, but we're below what Ontario inflation has been in terms of what Kitchener has seen throughout that time period. Council has been very disciplined about it. Staff has been very disciplined. I got to give a shout out and kudos to my friend and colleague Scott Davey, who has been chair through I think 15 of those, 14 out of those 15 last budgets, and obviously has played an important role in terms of helping stick handle that, both in the time of former mayors there and in my time as mayor since the 2015 budget. But I think what's important to remember here is while we've done that, we've also enhanced services in the community. We've added protections for those who need supports the most, and invested in things like our Love My Hood strategy, which of course you were part of a number of years ago, in things like housing, in things like our Make It Kitchener 2.0 economic development strategy, new community centers, facilities, libraries, fire halls in the Southwest, and new ones that were even approved in this budget. Like if you look at the budget that just got approved, we're moving forward with things like the expansion to the Forest Heights Community Center, a new Rockway Senior Center, and then partnered with folks like Bloomberg and their Youth Action Fund, who contributed $100,000 US to us for 16 youth-led climate change projects, things like our Parks Master Plan, and then, of course, as I said earlier, working to respond with our Love Local, Support Local campaign due to the changing economic relationship with our neighbors to the southwest. Or I shouldn't even say our neighbors, because it really is the administration that's the problem and the challenge.
Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbanovic joins us for a year-end conversation on the show today. And as we arrive at the end of one year, we're often looking forward to the next. So what priorities does Mayor Verbanovic have for the city of Kitchener in 2026? Why the emphasis this past year and looking ahead on arts and culture? And after more than 30 years of public life, will we see the Verbanovic name on a ballot when another municipal election rolls around? The next one is in October of next year, 2026. We'll get into that as we continue our year-end conversation with Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbanovic right here on the Mike Farwell Show. This is 570 News Radio.
Watch me now, here I go. All I need's a little snow. Starts me off, sets the theme, helps me dream my Christmas dream. Every year I dream it, hoping things will change. An end to the crying, the shouting, the dying. And I hope you will dream it too. It's Christmas, remember, we've got to remember. So light the light, I'm home tonight. I need you to warm me, to calm me, to love me.
It is Perry Como and Christmas Dream for Joe on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition as we continue our conversation with Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbanovic, whose State of the City address earlier this year had a strong focus on arts and culture. And I wonder, Mayor Verbanovic, why that focus on arts and culture in the city?
Well, I would say really it's three things, Mike, and as you pointed out, we did announce the new Kitchener Live branding for all of our festivals and events and so on going forward. There'll be a new showcase of the arts that will launch later this year, or not later this year, but in 2026, and we're quite excited about that. But really, we continue to focus on this area because number one, we know it adds to the quality of life of residents in our community. That helps companies in terms of attracting talent. It helps the city to continue to attract and retain talent and residents and business investment into the community, all of which we know is important. We know that at this time of affordability, free events have seen record attendances because it's a way for the community to be able to enjoy themselves, add to their quality of life without hitting their pocketbook. And, thirdly, arts and culture is an economic driver in and of itself. And in some respects, it aligns with our economic development strategy. But it's also an opportunity to take those who are creatively inclined. I'm not your person to be singing in a bar at night or being an artist painting or anything like that. But there are a lot of incredible people in this community from before, and those I think that'll come in the future that'll help not only grow that aspect of the economy, but more importantly, it really speaks to the heart and soul of the community. And investing in arts and culture allows us to create the kind of environment that allows residents to experience these activities, these events, these artistic expressions that tell the story of our community, that speak to our values, and quite frankly, unite us as a community and create a sense of belonging. And we know that today more than ever, those things are so critical, not just here but everywhere. And so it's our way of prioritizing that. We've done that, in the past. It was focused in the speech, and it was even a part of this year's budget where some of council's added investments were how can we actually do more of this and make more things free and available for our residents.
The year ahead is full of promise because it's a clean slate for us, of course. One thing we know for sure is that there will be a municipal election in 2026. But as you look
There's
ahead...
an election next year?
Rumor has it, Mayor Verbanovic, rumor has it. A wily vet like you might know this as well. I won't go to the direct question yet, but the year ahead, what do you hope to see happen in the city of Kitchener?
Listen, obviously, we're very excited about the year ahead. With some of the challenges that we're seeing around tariffs and trade and so on, we see also a whole lot of opportunity. We've had just recently we celebrated the 10th anniversary of Waterloo Region Economic Development Corporation. It's had great success over the past 10 years, and we see a lot of opportunity in our tech sector, in our health innovation sector. We know that there is a growing focus on defense investment, and we have a number of companies here that exist and opportunities for that sector to grow, as well as a number of other areas. So that will continue to be a focus. Continuing on our housing investments and seeing those projects move forward. I'm going to look forward to the groundbreaking of the fire hall, the housing project in King East, on Wellington, at Ottawa and River with Habitat. Those are all exciting, of course. And then, moving forward with Forest Heights and Rockway. I think, to be fair, yes, the election is an exciting time for the community because it's also an opportunity for us to reflect on our current strategic plan, what's gone well, what are the new priorities of the community, and see how those who will, step forward look to help advance some of those challenges. Opportunities over the next 4 years from 2026 to 2030. And then, as part of all of that, I'd be remiss if I didn't say we know that the federal government has just announced that they'll start their CUSMA negotiations in 2030, and so I suspect we'll be talking a lot more about trade and not just our neighbors to the south, but in fact how we can grow that in other parts of the world where we know Canada has great trade agreements, Europe, Southeast Asia, and others that provide lots of opportunities for local companies.
You were just recognized at a council meeting this past year for 30 years of service to the city. It's actually 31 now. Something got missed when 30 rolled around, but that notwithstanding, is there enough gas in the tank? Will we see the Verbanovic name on a ballot in 2026?
I was hoping I would get to avoid that question.
I have to at least
today.
throw it out there.
No, and listen, Mike, I'll be honest with you. I mean, that's that's an ultimate decision that I'll make in 2026. But I'll tell you, 2026 will be starting with the same fire in the belly that I had when I first entered politics many years ago. Like you, we have different roles, but we both share an incredible passion for our community, and I'm looking forward to tackling the challenges before us, and at the appropriate time, sharing those plans in 2026.
I appreciate, in the spirit of the season, that you didn't just say no comment, Farwell.
No, of course not.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't do, well, only because I also know that wouldn't fly with you. You hold us accountable.
Mayor Verbenovich, to you and yours, the very best of the holiday season. Thank you for all of the access you have given us through 2025, including this conversation today, and we look forward to more conversations in 2026.
Thanks so much. Likewise, Mike, all the best to you and your family. This will be your first married Christmas.
Oh my
together,
gosh!
so...
I feel pressure now.
No, I know. I hope you get the right gift, and and all that works well. But listen, to you and your family, all the best for Christmas and for 2026, and to all of your listeners. As you've heard me say before, local radio and having a trusted source of local information is so important. And so, thank you for everything you do to add to the discourse in our community.
Really appreciate it once again. Merry Christmas and have a great day.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbenovich joining us for a year-end conversation as I send you to the 570 News Center for an update, and then the chalkboard outside a Waterloo home that inspired a book. That story coming up on the Mike Farwell Show, 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
Guilty in the U.S. Now, his defense lawyer argued he has no ties to any other country and put his family's finances on the line to support his release. 570 News Time is 11:31. Time for Rogers Xfinity, internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Devin Robertson.
Thanks, Josh. Starting on the 401 eastbound, you're going to run into delays starting at Franklin. Slow moving past the Cambridge en route, then they persist all the way through to the 6s. Really just looks to be volume, so pack your patience headed through that stretch and make sure you drive according to road and weather conditions. Once you're past 6 South, you're clear on towards Milton and Mississauga. Westbound 401, smooth sailing from Mississauga past the 6s. Once you're in the region, you run into a bit of slowdowns. That's between Hespeler and Shantz Hill. After that, though, you're clear on towards Woodstock. Area highways moving up to speed across the board. 78, 85, not showing any delays, and no incidents to report for your in-town drive. If you spot any traffic problems, though, you can always call us hands-free at star 401. Now the latest from 570 meteorologist Alistair Alders.
Well, snow mixed with ice pellets or freezing rain tapers off this morning, then mainly cloudy with a high of 3 degrees today, -4 overnight, partly cloudy with a stray flurry possible, and then Christmas Eve, a mix of sun and cloud and -2. Today's high, 3 degrees.
And right now at the boardwalk in Kitchener, we're sitting at 1 degree with a yellow fog advisory still in effect and another special weather statement calling for strong winds this evening. Regional police are looking for a suspect after an early morning robbery at a commercial business in Kitchener. It happened early Monday morning around 4:30. Regional police responded to the area of West Forest Trail and Highland Road West. They say a suspect went into the business, threatened someone with a spray can, asking for merchandise. The suspect then got on a dark e-scooter and fled the scene. They are described as a white male around 45 years old, 6 foot tall, wearing black pants, a black winter jacket, and a black face covering, while holding a dark blue duffel bag and a black plastic bag. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to contact police. Listen anytime on your smart speaker by asking it to play 570 News Radio Kitchener. News next at 12 o'clock. I'm Josh Gorey, 570 News Radio.
The Mike Farwell Show continues
on 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
Ho, 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 ho. Flying through the snow, can you hear him? Ho, ho, ho. He's so full of cheer, only has to
It is a little bit of Bob Rivers and Twisted Radio for Nate, number 8 on the official list of Farwell's Force members. That is I Am Santa Claus on your All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. Our next guest joins me in studio. I always love the in-studio guests, and I can't tell you how much I love the story behind this book. It's called I Think It's a Sign That the Pun Also Rises. Its author, Mark Leslie, sits across from me in studio this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mike.
Thank you for making your way here 2 days before Christmas. I'm getting the sense that this must mean everything's done, right? Your shopping's done.
100%.
Okay.
You got to be, there's still baking to do. You know?
I love it. And I also, as I said, love the story behind this book. I think it's a sign that the pun also rises. It was or is a chalkboard outside the home. Next thing you know, it's a book.
Yeah.
Take me through that story.
So it started, March 2020. The world changed a little bit. A lot more people were walking through the neighborhood. And I'm a writer. I work from home. And my stand-up desk overlooks the street. And I put a sign up initially, a Monty Python-inspired sign of you're entering the jurisdiction of the Silly Walks, Ministry of Silly Walks. And I encourage people to try Silly Walks as they walk past the house. I'd seen it online. I thought I would do that. And people loved it. People enjoyed it. And I thought I always have a skeleton because I tend to write scary stories, true ghost stories and things like that. I had a skeleton on the front bench in the front yard. And there was a chalk sign. My wife and I would jokingly do a countdown, 364 days till next Halloween. And then I changed it over and I started putting jokes beside the skeleton. And people would stop to read the jokes. And they were just stupid dad jokes because I like sharing them. People send them to me all the time. And people loved it so much, I continued to do that. But I had to keep a database of jokes to try and not repeat them. And I noticed over time, I had well over 1,000. So I thought, wouldn't it be neat to put it into a book collection? And that's kind of where this came from, because I thought I really love sharing laughter. I love the smiles. I love God bless my neighbors, the people in the neighborhood where I live, because they encouraged me, and I kept doing it. 5 years later, every morning, try to put up a new joke and leave them something to laugh. And people will purposely stop in front of the house when they're driving. They'll stop in front of the house, read the joke, move on. It's just become sort of a tradition in our neighborhood now.
Chalking the board and making days for people that stop by.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
There is a home not too far from us where we sometimes walk with Rosie, our pandemic pup. Speaking of 2020, we got her in 2021.
Yeah.
But they also have a chalkboard outside, and oftentimes it's just an inspirational quote or something from literature. And I just enjoy the idea that somebody took the time to share this message with us as we walked past. Did you feel pressure any day as you were you're doing this every day for years, changing this joke on the board?
Well, I mean, when I travel, I try to put up a joke that will last a week, right. But a more challenging one that maybe it's like some people have walked by and say, sometimes I read your sign and I walk 2 or 3 blocks and then I get it and I start to laugh. And I go, those are the best ones that you don't get right away.
Right.
But yeah, there's a bit of pressure, but I write under pressure. I'm a procrastinating writer, so I love having that daily deadline. And people send me so many jokes. So again, I put them into a spreadsheet and then I tack them on, and now I have a way of tracking where I go, okay, what am I going to put today? Now, obviously it's Christmas jokes this time of year. Like, Santa doesn't have to pay for parking because parking is on the house.
I like it.
Stuff like that. This time of year, I'll share Halloween and Christmas jokes and different themes. So the themes are often fun too. Springtime jokes, etc.
How does your family feel about this?
My wife encourages me. She's the one who created the sign for me and has given me some inspiring ideas. Now, sometimes what I love is she'll come home from work, because I usually change it as she's leaving for the day to go to work. And when she comes back, she's like, I don't get it. And then sometimes it's a visual joke and you have to read it. You can't, hearing it doesn't work. Sometimes you have to hear it to get the play on words. She encourages me, which, again, people shouldn't encourage me.
All the man needs is a little encouragement, and the next thing you know, another book. And I emphasize another here, Mark, because you and I have chatted before. You had was it a Die Hard trivia?
Yeah,
no, it was Die Hard trivia.
Yeah, Die Hard trivia. Yippee-ki-yay, can't repeat the other word.
Right. And I felt as though I knew Die Hard well enough to excel. I did not excel. But you also shared with me, and you're wearing today your Del Griffith, who is John Candy's character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, your Del Griffith T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because you've got The Canadian Mounted, which is the book that he's reading, Del Griffith is, on the plane or in the airport.
In
the movie. But my point in all of this, the long way around, is so many books. You are like the Stephen King of Waterloo Region authorship here.
Oh, my God, the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. Thanks, Mike.
You're cranking out the material, though. Like, where does it all come from?
Well, I mean, I've watched Christmas Vacation and Die Hard and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles hundreds of times. I figured I may as well put that misspent youth to good use, collecting the trivia. And I don't know. I mean, I'm a writer. I'm a full-time writer, and I love storytelling, and I love collecting those trivia bits. Like, when quizzing you on your knowledge of some of our favorite holiday classics.
Right.
Whether or not we agree they're holiday classics doesn't matter. We do enjoy them, and we have fun talking about them. And it's the same thing with my True Ghost Story books. People love talking about spooky things and ghost stories. I love that engagement that I can have with people, not just in the writing of the material, but in the interactions that can happen after, somebody's read some of it.
What do you think it is about the puns or the dad jokes that just resonate so widely?
Well, I think it's one of those things that it's short and quick, right? And in the attention span of society today, a nice quick quip is good. But also, there's a lot of divisiveness and hostility in the world, and people are always at each other and pointing out negative things. I love to be able to just allow people to have a laugh. And oftentimes the laugh is self-deprecating humor, and in that Del Griffith sort of way. And I think it's important to have that share. And then a great thing about a good silly pun or play on words or dad joke is people can roll their eyes, but they're having fun at the same time.
What is the process of putting together a book like for you? You described yourself as a procrastinating writer, but ultimately you have the finished product. What's your process like?
I get up early. I get up between 5 and 5:30. I feed the dog. I feed the cats. I put on the coffee, and then I begin writing while my wife is still sleeping and getting ready to get up for work for the day. And I tend to get my best work done in those wee hours when there's not any distractions, because I'm easily distracted. And then I collect them. So in this particular book, I have all these different jokes in this giant spreadsheet, well over 1,000. And I wanted to put a theme to them. I said, okay, here are walks into a bar jokes. I love walks into a bar jokes. So I had to have a whole chapter of walks into a bar. I had jokes that were meta jokes jokes and about dad jokes, right? Like, if you tell a dad joke and you're not a father, that's a faux pas. There's stuff like that, right? And then Halloween jokes, and I even have jokes that are best visual. So hearing them don't work, but when you look at like "I am livid" spelled out in Roman numerals as the joke, it works really, really well.
Sure.
And then trying to decide what's going to work in a joke book that's different than the way I would put it on a chalkboard. And so, obviously I didn't write all of the jokes, but I did adapt a good number of them for the purpose of the jokes. I'm not a big fan of the question-answer joke. I like it to be a statement, because it's a sign. It's a single statement or a couple sentences to get the pun. And then just, kind of reading through it and saying, okay, this works. And even ironically, even the formatting of the book, I need a one-liner to fill the bottom of this page, so it flows better. So even in the process, I thought I had all the jokes. I would go, I need something that's only one line. So then I would go scramble and search, things people sent me, things I've liked on Instagram, even just do searches for, I need a themed joke about bars that's one line, and insert it there. So it's a real interesting process, and I would not want anyone to have to suffer through watching me do any of that work, because it's not organized in any way, shape, or form.
You and I were talking off the air as I was commenting on how much I've actually enjoyed being around the station these past couple of days because it's so quiet and chill, and I actually feel like I can get more done. And you had mentioned a similar experience when you were working at an office in Toronto. What inspired you to leave that and become a writer?
Well, I'd been writing for 40 years, right? I started when I was 15 and got my first rejection back then. And I finally got to a point after, 35 years or whatever of writing, that I started to earn enough money that I didn't need to work full time. My partner, my wife now has a great job and benefits. So I get benefits from Liz. And I realized, okay, we can live on my moderate income as a writer plus what she makes, and we're fine. And I didn't want to have to drive to Toronto anymore, and it was great. It actually took me about a year because I had all the time in the world. I just sat on the couch and watched cat videos online and ate bonbons, stuff like that. And then when I started to do some part-time consulting work, that's when I really cracked down, because when I limited my time to 20 hours a week, that helped inspire me to write more. It was almost like the tortoise and the hare. I had all the time in the world, so I did nothing.
Right.
And even I just turned a book into a publisher December 1st. I did most of the writing in the last 2 months before December 1st, which was my deadline to get that in.
What was your first rejection?
My first rejection was a horror story I sent into CBC, a radio contest in Sudbury. That was just not the right market. I learned that over time, to find the right market for the right, my movie trivia books are 80s nostalgia. So they're going to be people of a certain age, typically, who remember those movies from their youth. And so, yeah, that horror story sent into a literary contest was probably not the right thing.
Fair enough. You live and learn, right?
Yeah. Well-deserved rejection.
And all these years later, still cranking them out. Where, Mark, can we get our hands on I Think It's a Sign That the Pun Also Rises?
Well, it is available online. You should be able to order it anywhere online. I do know that Wordsworth Books in Uptown Waterloo does have some copies on the shelf. And I'm a big fan of supporting your local independent businesses.
You and me both. I love the work that David and the team do over there at Wordsworth. So I'll encourage you to check it out there or look for it online. I Think It's a Sign That the Pun Also Rises by Mark Leslie. Would you mind, I know I'm already imposing on your time 2 days before Christmas, but would you stick around a little longer with me?
I'd love to.
Thank you. Because you and I, and we again talked, we've alluded to it in this conversation, and in your email, when we were exchanging emails to get you here today, you said, perhaps if we just talk about I Think It's a Sign That the Pun Also Rises, we could stay away from the more divisive, toe-to-toe, blow-by-blow debate that always rages this time of year, and you and I are on opposite sides of it. But I think it might be instructive to demonstrate that we can have this conversation and still part ways with the best seasonal intentions.
100%.
Okay. Mark Leslie is going to stay with us for a moment longer, and if you haven't figured it out yet, he's on one side. I was trying to be biased. I didn't. He's on one side of the diehard Christmas movie debate, and you probably know the side that I'm on. We're going to talk about that as we continue with author Mark Leslie on the show this morning. It's the Mike Farwell Show, 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
Police not my dad. The police not my dad. Police busted dad. Drunk in public, wasted on eggnog. Police not my dad. The police not my dad. Police busted dad. Drunk in public, trashed on eggnog.
That is Bob Noxious and Police Nabbed My Dad by request for Greg on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. I'm in studio with author Mark Leslie, whose latest is called I Think It's a Sign That the Pun Also Rises. Dad jokes, puns, quips, laughs, groaners, and playful ponderings. Get it at Wordsworth Books in Uptown Waterloo, or look for it online. I Think It's a Sign That the Pun also rises. I love the inspiration for the book. Started with a chalkboard outside the home. People enjoyed it so much, it becomes a collection of those dad jokes in book form. Mark also has an opinion, like so many of us do, on Die Hard. I think it's a great movie, period. Action movie for sure. I do not believe it to be a Christmas movie. Let me share with you this, Mark, from none other than Macaulay Culkin. When he was a younger man, he was, of course, the star of Home Alone. And he says that Die Hard, while it's set during Christmas, the story would still function if it took place during any other holiday, like even St. Patrick's Day. In contrast, Culkin says Home Alone is inseparable from Christmas because the holiday setting is central to the plot, themes, and, this is important to me, the emotional core of the film. Why do you insist that Die Hard checks those boxes?
Well, it does involve heavy elements of Christmas. The soundtrack itself has more Christmas music than White Christmas, for example. Speaking of White Christmas, it actually involves fewer deaths when you consider when that movie was set. I
haven't heard that one before. That's good.
I mean, the Christmas party being held in a vacant office, as you know, like this time of year, it's quiet. There's not as many people around and things like that is a very significant element, which you wouldn't necessarily get on some of the other holidays. And think about the Christmas obligations. You're obligated to go to a party you don't want to go to, right? And to sometimes hang out with people you don't want to hang out to, which is very much Christmas. And that could be Thanksgiving, admittedly, but we've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles has got that one beautifully covered.
Right.
And then there's just so many elements in it where they reference Christmas. And, you know, Bruce Willis gets kissed by that guy and is like, oh, my God, California, right? And all of the things he sees and the costume when he sends down that first terrorist in the Santa outfit with Now I Have a Machine Gun. Even Hans Gruber talks about Christmas miracles and all of those elements. And think about the fact that there's this mysterious stranger who comes down from above like Santa Claus, you know, to not give and save the day. And there's just so many of those elements that I think really make it a Christmas film. Now, I'm also basing this on the fact that I did see the script writer, one of the writers who polished up the script and made it what it is today. His take on it, and it was like you have to go with the writer's perspective, Mike.
But what about Bruce Willis's perspective? He is famous for having stated very clearly, it's not a Christmas movie; it's a Bruce Willis movie.
He did, and here's the thing: is this was done during a roast, like a celebration of Bruce Willis, and he is a very, very funny guy. He called it a GD Bruce Willis movie.
Yes.
It's because it's about him, and that was him being funny and snarky. He wasn't actually definitively saying it wasn't Christmas.
I got you.
We've even seen it's the greatest Christmas story ever told, and I think it was 20th Century Fox that released that about, was it 10 years ago? Or 11 years ago on one of the anniversaries.
I have been counting down by obligation, charitable obligation, Hans Gruber falling from Nakatomi Tower to his eventual death. I keep reminding folks that as I do this countdown in the studio. Yeah. Somebody dies, and it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber is dead? Yeah. Surely, Mark, this is not the emotional core we're looking for.
No, it's not, but that's also parody, and that's also something, the contrast. So good triumphs over evil. Well, the good wins, which is what Christmas is about, is good coming to the world. And so by having this countdown, and obviously with that beautiful Nakatomi Tower countdown of Hans falling, I think that kind of speaks its piece. But there's also an interesting respect that both John McClane and Hans Gruber have for one another, even though they are adversaries. You know, that scene with Hans pretending to be a hostage.
Yeah.
And that happened because Alan Rickman was showing off an American accent backstage, like off script. And the writer went by and went, "Oh my God, we got to use this," because in the original script they never meet, and that's a very beautiful scene. That shows the two of them interacting.
I love the work you do. You've never been more wrong in this particular case. But thanks for coming by. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Merry Christmas, Mike.
Mark Leslie is the author. Get the latest book. I think it's a sign that the pun also rises. And start your phone calls now, because the last talkback of 2025 begins after this on the Mike Farwell Show, 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
Come, they told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, to lay before the king, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum.
It is the Little Drummer Boy by request for Patty on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. We had many versions of Little Drummer Boy to choose from. We chose Carrie Underwood, and we will continue playing your Christmas music requests through this hour, our final hour together of 2025. We're going to make it the very best hour that we possibly can. Phone lines are open to you, and let's get right into it. Karen is up first. And Karen, am I reading this correctly? You are a first-time caller?
Yes, that's correct, Mike. I'm a first-time caller.
Thank you very much for being a first-time caller. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I was listening to the show yesterday, and I hope that you stick to your goal of visiting your childhood home. I think that that's very admirable. It's one of those things that I've thought about as well. When we sold our parents' home, we do know the owners. We drive by regularly when we see my mom, but we've never taken the chance to just stop in.
That's the hard part, is to get up that courage to go knock on the door. But I think I'm going to do it, Karen. I think I'm going to do it.
That's awesome. And I just also wanted to say I agree with Mark Leslie, and thank you very much, Mark, for calling out that Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. Think about it. The nanny has the children. They're waiting for Santa to come. They're waiting for their parents to come home. And it's one of our favorites in our household. And anyways, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and thanks for all you do on the show.
Karen, why do you have to be a first-time caller at Christmas and then drop that happy crappy on me about Die Hard? Why, Karen?
I don't know.
All right. You do you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you very much. And Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Thanks for calling. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye. First-time caller, and she starts with that. Well, she didn't start with that. I'll give you that. That's kind of like getting a year-end review, isn't it, Karen? You get the poop sandwich. You gave me the bread, and then you snuck a little bit of poop in at the end. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Full stop. There are no body counts in Christmas movies. Stop it already. Next, we're going to go to Frank on Talkback. Farwell's Force member number 22. Good afternoon, Frank.
This is Frank Costanza. Happy Festivus, Farwell.
You want to do some feet? Wait a minute. I'm upset now. I just looked at my list. I don't have a Frank at number 22. I've got Craig at number 22.
Today it's Frank Costanza.
I've got a Frank at number 26. How about that? Is that your actual number?
No, I'm number 22.
No, you're not number 22. Now, see, we're going to have arguments. That's also part of Festivus, right? Airing of the grievances.
That's right.
Okay.
I got a lot of problems with you. Now you're going to hear about them.
Okay, Frank Costanza. Just call me George. Go ahead. What else?
All right. Yeah, your sports team suck. The Leafs are never going to win the cup again.
Why? Why you got to be this way?
It's airing of the grievances.
Okay, my sports teams suck, not yours.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
The Steelers get a pass since they helped me out on Sunday.
Okay, so as long as my team is helping your team, then it's okay.
That's correct.
Okay, I got it. Listen, while we're airing some grievances here, let me air one in return.
Okay.
Okay, why is it that I rarely hear from you when I'm hosting this show, but when I'm not hosting it, you call the guest hosts all the time?
I guess maybe it's easier to get in with the guest host. I couldn't get in last Thursday.
I see. When you could not get through on the roast the host day here on the show.
That's right.
I got you. So you chose Festivus instead.
That's correct.
Okay. So my sports teams suck. The Leafs are never going to win a Stanley Cup, but the Steelers are okay for now because they helped your team last weekend.
That's correct.
Anything else, Mr. Costanza?
I've lost my train of thought, so that's all for now.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Okay.
Thanks, Frank.
All right.
Take care. That is actually Craig. That was Farwell's Force member number 22. It took me far too long to catch on to that, but I got it. I know that voice. And I do know that voice that rarely calls me often calls the guest host. So I'll try not to take it personally. Kyle, Farwell's Force member number 6. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, first of all, just remember any good music always includes an accordion. Lisa, anyways, you know what Christmas means to me, Mike?
What's that?
The World Juniors, my friend. Are you excited for the World Juniors or what?
I am super pumped. I love the looks of our team this year, Kyle. I really do.
I like it. I like it too. I'm excited. You know what? It's the best time to have a little bit of a, sit down, not drive anywhere, put my keys away because, I do driving all the time. So I always make my other half the DD and stuff. But I always have the 6-pack of beer ready, the World Juniors, my jersey in place. And I've got maybe a charcuterie board set up every time they play and stuff because that's my Christmas present, just watching World Juniors. So anyways, Merry Christmas, Mike, to you and your other half there and everybody at the 570 News Studio. And hope you guys have a happy new year. And we'll talk to you in, I can't believe I'm saying this, but 2026, my friend.
I know, it's wild. Okay, Merry Christmas, Kyle.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Good to hear from you today. The World Juniors, so many fond memories of the juniors over Christmas. One of my favorites is when we were playing in a part of the world where the games over here started at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I would go to my buddy's place. I would bring the coffee. His wife would make food for us, and we all sat around and watched the games that started at like 6 a.m. It was fantastic. Grant, you're on Talkback. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I guess it's a good afternoon, and it's my brother's first treatment for chemo, and I kind of wonder if he got this cancer from working at Urinal. I don't know if you remember reading a whole article about people at Urinal that caught this cancer because of working there. It always baffled me when I would drive down Wilson Avenue smelling that awful smell from Kuntz Electric plating. Wow, and yeah, that sounds kind of neat that they're going to go to your the home that you grew up at. I think I might just go by or drop in to knock on the door on 288 Rosemount Drive. I have not been there since I lived there way back in the 70s. Yeah.
All right, Grant. Well, there's a warning to whoever lives at 288 Rosemount Drive now. Grant's coming. But that's the same for me. It was the 1970s when we moved from the old North Ward, the Mount Hope right-up neighborhood in Kitchener, to where my parents still live today. And at the holidays especially, I get very nostalgic for that. I always walk that old neighborhood, stop by the Mount Hope Cemetery and pay a little visit to my sisters and just walk around and remember. It's just, I guess I do because I'm a sap. That's why I have that feeling at this time of year. But I was mentioning yesterday on the show, do I or don't I? And there's been a lot of encouragement for do I. So I think I will just screw up the courage to knock on the door and ask if I can, I don't know. Hi, I used to live here. Can I look around a little bit? We'll see how that goes. Frank was mentioning earlier, his real name was Craig, that he calls the guest hosts because it's easier to get through. And Gary says the same via email to Mike at 570news.com. Farwell's Force member number 41. Mike, I'm trying to call into the show, but you are one popular guy. Anyway, just wanted to say, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. to you and your family, keep up the great work. I love listening to your show every day. Gary, thank you. And look, there are 2 lines available right now. If you can't get through on one of them, try one of the others, and we'll take all of the calls we can in our final talkback for 2025. More calls right after this, and 2 lines open. This is the Mike Farwell Show, 570 News Radio.
A studio apartment in a dull part of Seattle. A strand of light suspended by a thumbtack in the drywall. The restaurants are closed, so are the record shops, the banks and bars and Bartell drugs, and so's the half-price bookstore. But the movies are always open, and I always have to open.
Yeah, sometimes you have to work on Christmas, sings Harvey Danger on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. This is my final day before a wee Christmas break, so I will not be here on Christmas Day. But these last couple of days, the vibe around the office, the energy on the show with you, I'm digging it. I'm making this a tradition. We are going to work together right up until the 11th hour from now on. As long as I'm on this show, we are doing Christmas together, okay? I can't believe I have not worked Christmas for as long as I have not worked Christmas. I've really enjoyed these past couple of days, so we're going to make it a tradition. And let's keep going on Talkback with Sue. Good afternoon, Sue.
Good afternoon, Mike. I'm number 4 on your list.
Farwell's Force member number, you beautiful soul, you.
I've never called before. I always email you.
You do email you. I had one of your requests yesterday, as I recall.
And thank you for playing that. But I've never called in, and I'm a first-time caller. But I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas and tell you how much I enjoy your show, especially today and yesterday, and I'm kind of stuck at home. And just thank you for all that you do. And I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas.
Well, Sue, I honestly, truly could not do it without you. So thank you for being one of our regular and loyal listeners, Farwell's Force member number 4, and a very Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you, Mike.
Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great to hear from you, Sue. First time calling. Sue does send frequent emails. Glad we can be here for you. Another one of the reasons we're going to make this a tradition. Why shouldn't we engage in these conversations right up until the 25th? I'm here for it. Let's go. James, good afternoon. You're on Talkback.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Big Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Good, James. Thank you. How are you?
Now we can call it winter because now it's here, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Jeez,
sure.
huh?
Fine. I know it's awful weather.
Hey, and you got no problems going to visit your old house. You'll pull up, hey, there's Mike. They'll know who you are.
I don't know, James. I don't. We'll see. I'll let you know because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. We'll let you know if they know who I am when I show up.
Well, if you need somebody, I'll go with you. I'll knock on the door for you, buddy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Bob. Have a good Christmas.
Thanks,
Cheers,
James.
Bob.
You too. Cheers to you as well. James and I knocked on a lot of doors in our day because we were at B&D deliveries at the same time many, many years ago. But then the customer knew we were coming. We were bringing them their beer, after all. Robert, you are on Talkback. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Mike. I think we've been listening to that Die Hard debate for how many years now?
It comes up every year. It's like a Christmas tradition.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, and something's come into my mind every time this comes up, and I just want to spit it out to see maybe if this makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. You know that saying, if a tree falls in the forest, no one's here to see, or there to hear it, doesn't make a sound.
Yes.
Okay. If you think a sound is something that is interpreted by a human ear, then it doesn't make a sound. If you think it's vibrations in the air, then obviously it makes a sound. Okay. So for the Die Hard movie, if a Christmas movie to you is something you just traditionally watch at Christmas, then it could be a Christmas movie. If it has to have a moral and a fable and a happy ending and more traditional, then it's not a Christmas movie. So can we just agree that it's a Christmas movie if you think it is, and if it isn't, then it isn't?
I love where you're coming from, Robert, because that is in the spirit of peace on earth and goodwill towards men. But this is my problem. You see, I am a stickler. I am stubborn, and I think there need to be rules. We need parameters on things. This is my problem, Robert. But I like where you're coming from.
I understand the feeling, but that's what comes into my head every time I hear people say it. I'm like, if you watch it every year and it's part of your tradition, then for you it's probably a Christmas movie. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the effort.
Bye.
Okay, bye. I'm still saying no, though, because that's my main problem with it. It doesn't get to be a Christmas movie just because you say it is. Well, sadly, that's the world we live in, right? Oh, well, this is how I feel about it, so it must be true. No. It's an action movie. But I digress. Gary, Farwell's Force member number 41, you're emailing, you're calling. Make up your mind, pal.
Well, I was like hitting the callback for like a few minutes. And I'm like, damn, I'll just send him an email. But I knew it was your last day, and I wanted to, wish you the Merry Christmas and all that. And then I heard you reading the email, and I'm like, okay, I'll try one more time. And boom, I got in.
It's a Christmas miracle.
But listen, buddy, I just love you and your show. I listen every day when I'm in the car running around town, and you just do a fantastic job, and 570 is should be proud and glad to have you. But I just wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas and all the best to you and your family. Keep up the great work. All the listeners, we love you. Clearly, because it took me about 4 minutes to, keep trying to get in. Everybody wants to. You're a popular guy, buddy. That's all I can say. But I wish you nothing but the best.
Very same to you, my friend, and we'll talk to you again in January, okay?
Sounds good, buddy. Take care.
You
Talk to
too.
soon.
You bet. Merry Christmas, Gary, Farwell's Force member number 41. We're just adding them up. We're at 263 in sequence, plus a bunch of outliers. We're 270 people picked their own numbers, which is fine by me. Just like making Die Hard a Christmas movie. You want your own number on Farwell's Force? Gosh darn it, you can have it. As long as you listen 15 minutes a day, you can join us on the Force for Good, the Force for Change, the Force to be reckoned with. Sean, good afternoon. You're on Talkback.
Merry Christmas, Mike. How are you?
Merry Christmas, Sean. I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good. I would like to be on the Force.
Well, you sure can be on the Force. How do you feel about number 264, my friend?
Not 281.
You want 281?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys, eh?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Look at that. 281 gets Sean's name right beside it. I have other Seans, though. Can I please have the first letter of your last name?
S.
Sean, S as in Sam?
I mean, C as in cough.
C as in cat.
Yes, and cat, yes.
Okay, Sean C is now at 281, official member of Farwell's Force, my friend.
Perfect, thank you. And I have a little shout out to Frank there, your earlier talker. And what I'd like to say to him is, all I want for Christmas is the Leafs to win the cup by the Pittsburgh's very own Helix.
Attaboy, Sean. I love it. Good man.
Okay, that's all I got, buddy. Thanks very much. And Merry Christmas again. Bye.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Take good care. John is next on Talkback. Good afternoon, John.
Yes, hello. You are quite correct that people's feelings have nothing to do with truth or reality. The thing that 2 and 2 is 4. It doesn't matter how you feel about it because your feelings are quicksand anyway, and they constantly change. The fact that you believe in that sort of thing shows not that you have a fault, but rather character and conviction, which are excellent characteristics to have. And of course, it is not a Christmas movie. Was never intended to be, and it isn't. Period. There. Now you've got the answer to the whole situation. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours, Michael.
And the same to you, Judge John. Thank you very much. Boy, oh boy, if I were keeping track and ranking calls of the year, I know we're at the end of it. This is our final show of 2025, but that would rank right up there. He just brought the heat, delivered it just the way it ought to be delivered. Your feelings are like quicksand. They're going to change. So if you're right today, you're always going to be right again tomorrow, even though your feelings change. But the facts are the facts, and 2 + 2 is 4. And Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I'm going to get you to the 570 News Center for an update, and then we're taking more calls on our final talkback of 2025 here on the Mike Farwell Show. 570 News Radio and Rogers TV.
Let it be Christmas everywhere, in the hearts of all people, both near and afar. Christmas everywhere. Feel the love of the season wherever you are, on the small country roads lined with green mistletoe, big city streets where 1,000 lights glow. Let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let every heart sing, let every bell ring, the story of hope and joy and peace, and let it be Christmas.
That is Alan Jackson and Let It Be Christmas on this All Request Tuesday. Tuesdays before Christmas Day. Christmas Songs edition. And our good friend Francis wanted to hear Alan Jackson. Your request is our command when we play requests for you. We usually do it on Fridays because we're headed into the holiday. We're doing Christmas songs through the day today. It is our final talkback of 2025. It continues with Greg. Good afternoon, Greg.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year on behalf of my wife and I. And I would like you personally to give your parents a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from both Karen and I. We miss them. 52 years ago, we met your parents along with some other parents, and we had such a great time back then and such an interaction which helped us through some tough times. And I think the young couples today are missing out on the interaction. You know, you can do all you want on internet and Facebook and everything else, but the interaction with the parents just keeps you going and gives you that soft comfort. And I really, we had some good times back then. We really did.
I thought I recognized that Greg voice, and I appreciate that. I couldn't agree more, by the way. And to you and Karen, the very best of the season as well. I still am astounded by the amount that the two of you do in service to your community. It is inspirational. It is incredible. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, my friend.
We will, and the best to you, and we'll be talking next year again, Mike.
I look forward to it, my friend. Thank you, Greg. All the best.
You bet. Take care.
Bye now. I love that sentiment. I really do. And I know that you know, I'm the old fart in the room here, but Greg is spot on when he talks about that in-person interaction, that human connection. You can text until the cows come all the way back home. You will never replace. And I remember some of those days. I've been around 54 of those 52 years that Greg was talking about, those interactions with my parents. But I remember them as a kid because I'll just draw back the curtain a little further. Greg and his wife, Karen, are also part of our local CF, cystic fibrosis community. And we got together frequently as CF families in this community to share experiences, to share time, to build relationships. It was fantastic stuff. Anyway, I won't go any further down the road other than to say Greg was spot on. Back to the phones. Whoa, my goodness gracious, we're in a wind tunnel. Chris, hello.
Chris from Kitchener, Mike.
Chris from Kitchener.
Yes.
It sounds like you're at the North Pole.
Well, I'm driving right now home lower, but I wondered if you'd take a checkpoint off my bucket list.
I would be glad to, if I can, I will check something off your bucket list. You bet.
All right. I can prove to you that I've been listening to you today, every day for the last billion years of the squad.
You want to be an official member of Farwell's force, do you?
That's right. I want to be reckoned with, and for good.
I love it, Chris, and I would be more than happy to check that off the bucket list for you. How do you feel about number 264?
264 sounds good because I was born in 1964 and we went to the same school, even though you were before me at St. Jerome's, but it's nice to talk to an alumni.
Ditto. I love hearing this. Another Jerry's boy here. Because I have other Chris's on my list, can I please have the first letter of your last name?
S.
S as in Sam.
That's right, sir.
Okay, Chris. Yep.
Merry Christmas to you, your loved ones, and all the listeners out there, too.
Chris, keep being a force for good and a force to be reckoned with, my friend. Merry Christmas. Great to hear from you today. There you go. We're just adding up Farwell's force. We're going to be at 300 before you can blink. I'm telling you, this thing, it has taken on a life of its own. And this is not one word of a lie, when this first started, it was a joke early on. Oh, yeah, me and my 33 listeners, and it grew and grew. And then Andrew came along. It grew and grew in fun. Somebody would call and say, oh, I'm listener number 34. Oh, I'm listener number 35. So it got up to 45. And then I met Andrew at an event this past summer. He said, I want to be number 46. I am listener number 46. And then I thought, well, it'll be fun. We'll just see if we can actually put 46 names onto a list. We'll call them Farwell's Force. And as the day is long, I promise you, never did I ever think that we'd even get those 46 names just randomly added to a list. And here we are, 270 plus and counting. Farwell's Force. We are a force for good, a force for change, a force to be reckoned with. And a fellow St. Jerome's High School alumni, Chris, just put himself on that list. What a beauty. Next, we go to Jersey Bill on Talkback. Farwell's Force member number 12, as I recall. Hello, Billy. Okay, Billy, be that way. You can try again. I saw you on the phone before, then you disappeared, then you were back, and then I called your name, and you said nothing to me. You said nothing. But Mary always has something to say. Farwell's Force member number 1. Hello, Mary.
Oh, hello. And you know what? Somebody just rang my bell at the door. But anyway...
well, Mary, what do you want to do now? Do you want to talk to me? Or do you want to go answer the door?
I do. I want to talk to you.
That's fine. I was going to give you permission,
Okay, I'm talking here.
Okay.
Did I know this was going to happen? No. Anyway, a heartfelt Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to your beloved and you and your whole wider family. And you are an amazing man. And I think you're a kind man, too. I got you pegged really high. I hope you live up to it.
You don't know me very well at all. I am a scoundrel.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
You're not a scoundrel. Listen.
Yeah.
You know what? You make my days brighter and happier and keep my brain thinking.
Well, that's what we're here to do. Keeps my brain thinking, too.
Well, that's so great. And honestly, so much love going out to you and your family.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas. I love it. I love it so much. I love that Mary started with my beloved, because if anybody deserves credit for this, it's her. She just makes sure I get out the door on time every day. Mary Ann, you are on Talkback. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mike. I just wanted to wish you and your wife and your dog, Rosie the pandemic dog, and all the listeners out there and all the friends out there listening to the show, have a very blessed Christmas. Mike, I want to congratulate you on all your good work that you do on the radio. And I just want to say Happy New Year, everybody, for good 2006. Have a blessed 2006 with happiness and health to everybody out there.
Thank you, Mary Ann. The very best to you as well. A Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We'll make 2026 the very best that we can. And I got to say, that one caught me a little bit when Mary Ann said all the good work you do on the radio. Can I just very quickly just share, this was the only job I ever wanted to do. I was always fascinated by radio. I didn't know it was a real job, so I started doing a different job first, teaching. Came back to this because It was interesting to me. And to hear somebody say all these years later that they think I do it well, oh my gosh, like the child in me, never would I ever have believed that. And here we are. Bless your heart, Marianne. Thank you. Merry Christmas. The final talkback of 2025 continues after this very brief timeout. It's the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
Honky, honky, the Christmas goose got so fat that he was no use till he learned how to blow his nose. Honk the way a goose nose blows. After that, and just for fun, it was a simple matter. He would blow his honky horn to see the people scatter. Cars and planes and trucks and trains would get out of his way. And when they heard that honky horn, this is what they'd say.
Oh, honky, honky, the Christmas goose got so fat that he was no use.
Yep, that's Honky the Christmas Goose by Johnny Bauer by request from Randy on this All Request Tuesday Christmas Songs edition. Blame Randy. Don't blame me. We only play what you request that we play on all request days. This is our Christmas edition. As we wind down our final talk back together for 2025, we have Allison with us. Good afternoon, Allison.
Hi, that was brilliant. I love that song.
You love that
Well,
song.
I've never heard it before, but that was brilliant.
Are you sure it was brilliant, Allison? I'm not sure I ever want to hear it again.
I don't know, but it makes me laugh.
Good.
Oh, and that Mary that you've got,
Yes.
she's brilliant. Merry Christmas, Mary.
Yeah, Mary's
I love
awesome.
you.
We love her too.
Okay, I phoned once before it was Remembrance Day, and I read a poem that my son had when he was only 10 years old in the Legion paper for Remembrance. But I never said I was the first time caller, but I wanted to get in on the last of this I've been listening for years and years, and I never phone in. I used to phone in to 570 Chum because that's how my husband and I used to get free tickets to movies and dances.
I used to do it too. Absolutely.
Yeah, with Steve. Oh, yeah, the guy that was. Oh, well, you just mentioned his name today.
George Michaels.
Oh, geez, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, I had it totally wrong there, but my mother won $1,000 from him, and they stood there together, this huge check, and I had to take a picture of them.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to phone in and say, oh yeah, I want to be $2.99.
You want to be $2.99? Oh my gosh, I'm so
I know
sorry.
you're going to get well past that, but I love the number 9, so that was the best one I could.
Well,
because you wanted 300.
I'm so sorry, Allison. $2.99 is already taken.
Give me another one with a 9 in it.
$2.89?
Okay, that'll work.
That'll
My daughter's
work?
lucky number is 8.
You're okay. Allison,
I'm okay with that.
Allison, you are Farwell's Force member number 289.
Okay, now the reason I phoned in,
Yes.
the main reason, because usually this month is usually really a real downer for me. Because my husband died of cancer when he was 32, and he died December 2nd, and our 11th wedding anniversary was December 27th, and I had a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. And I just wanted to say that, because usually, because we would be married 45 years, but I wanted to say that I listened to this, and I was in a downer, and you guys make me laugh. So I just wanted to phone and thank you. And I wanted to get it through because yesterday I dropped this stupid phone down the toilet, and it won't ring. So I had to phone out.
Well, I'm glad it worked for you to make the call, and thank you for calling, Allison. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
I will, and I just turned a great-grandmother last month.
Bless your heart. Way to go.
Okay. I love you guys, you and your family and everybody there. Very Merry Christmas and a brilliant New Year, and keep it up, please.
Thank you, Allison. We certainly will. A very Merry Christmas to you and a brilliant New Year as well. I'm glad Allison brought that up, the idea that not every December, not every Christmas is the happiest time for everybody. And I can understand how at this time of year, when so many of us are in the best of moods and the best of spirits and celebrating and carrying on, that it becomes that much more difficult to not be 100% okay, or even less than 50% okay. And I just wanted to take a moment. I don't want to dwell on it a ton. I'm glad Allison is able to find some enjoyment through the show and our carrying on, that it makes her laugh, which is fantastic. But just remember that if it's not the easiest month, or today is not the easiest day, or Christmas Day is not the easiest day, that is also okay. I went through many years myself after losing my sisters to cystic fibrosis, far too young. And I tolerated Christmas, I'll be honest with you, because I understood what the day meant for so many, but it wasn't my favorite time of year. I'm warming up to it again. I have warmed up to it again. I love it. But just please remember that if it's not the very best time, that's okay. And you're definitely not alone in having a bit of a difficult time right now. I hope that through our show and our carrying on, we can add a little bit of levity, maybe a smile like Allison's been able to get. That would be fantastic. But don't be too hard on yourself, okay? If it's not the best time of year. Greg, Farwell's Force member number 39. You're on Talkback.
38, that would be.
Why does it say 39 on my phone? It's 38. You're right.
I don't know.
It's hard to find good help. I'm getting the wrong artist song, like songs played by the wrong artist. I'm getting the wrong numbers. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have a stern lecture with Jen after the show.
I was going to say, well, I know I need to lose weight, but I'm not sure I'm 2 numbers wide.
Oh, come on now. You are number 38, my friend. I'm going to give Jen a hard time after the show.
Okay, now I'm going to be somewhat easy on her because she's always so awesome on the phone. And in fact, I told her to come up with a nickname for me because we were saying there's too many Gregs phoning in. It's okay, I need a nickname, and I left it up to her. So we'll see if she comes up with something. But no, I just had to thank you for the Bob Noxious. Did you like that?
I loved it. Great job. Police
had you heard of
nabbed my dad.
Before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, not on air, but play another one by them for yourself. Check it out. Here we go again.
Okay.
And I think you might laugh at that one too. But no, anyways, I just got in the truck and just heard it, so I just got in time. Thanks for that. And then there's actually a Face for Radio beer in my fridge at home still, if you're interested in it at all. I don't know. I'm sure as organized as your other half probably is. You probably has your whole time off all scheduled, but if there's any holes in it and you're thirsty, let me know.
Well, I appreciate you, bud. My time off is limited and it is jam-packed, but I appreciate the offer.
Okay, well, I'll leave it in your hands.
All right, Craig. Thanks, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Right. Yeah, likewise. Have a good one.
Thank you. Best to you. And believe you me, the fridge is stocked because I am going to enjoy a malted beverage or two over the next few days. And I will not apologize for that. I enjoy that. And it's Christmas time, so I get to do things that I enjoy. Afif, good afternoon. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good afternoon, Mike. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family from mine.
Thank you.
And
the very
also,
same to you.
I just wanted to just say that I started listening to you, I think I started last year. And I've been never been more happy listening to your beautiful voice. So thank you.
Oh, my gosh, my beautiful voice. I'm like nails on a chalkboard, Afif.
To me, it's nice. I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good day, man.
Thanks, Afif. Merry Christmas. Great to hear from you today. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll tell you, it must be something with the time of year, right? Because you are just filled with the Christmas spirit, and you're making sure I leave this station today and this show on a happy, uplifting note. Nobody seems all that upset about anything, including with the performance from yours truly and the programming on this radio station. So thank you very much. It has been a heck of a year. I'll remind you again that this is going to become a tradition, okay? We are going to do shows up until Christmas every year. I've really enjoyed these past couple of days. It's quieter in the office. We've had some great interactions, and we've had some fun, and we've made each other smile and laugh, which is perfect. It's exactly what we need. So the Christmas tradition of the Farwell Show is now underway. We're going to hang out together every holiday right up until the 25th. I am going to leave now, though, and I will not be back on the show until Monday, January the 5th. I'll be with our Kitchener Rangers for their games next week. I'll be back here Monday, January the 5th at 9, and you are invited for another year starting 2026 here with The Farwell Show. My name is Mike Farwell. You are a force for good. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye for now.